The Roy Rogers Show, starring Roy Rogers, King of the Cowboys, Trigger, his golden palomino, and Dale Evans, Queen of the West, with Pat Brady, his comical sidekick, and Roy's wonder dog, Bullet.
Well, riders, Trigger here is raring to go, so let's get started with today's story.
Again, Roy?
Yeah, it sure is, but it's sure tough luck on poor Roy to be coming home to such a problem.
What problem?
What are you going to do with all these rodeo prizes you got here? The mantel's full of trophies now.
Oh, Pat. Roy, look.
I am looking, and I still can't believe it. Well, how do, ma'am? Can we give you a lift?
That's mighty kind of you.
I'm Dale Evans, and this is Roy Rogers, and that's Pat Brady.
How do you do, ma'am?
Oh, it's a real pleasure to meet you. I'm Abigail Connolly, but everybody calls me Grandma.
Well, where are you heading, Grandma?
I don't rightly know. I came out to visit with Willie. He's my grandson. I got a letter with the postmark Mineral City from him, but he wasn't in town.
Well, didn't anyone know of his whereabouts?
Somebody said he might live down the road a piece, but I didn't realize the pieces were so large here in the West.
Well, you can just stay at my house until you find your grandson.
Oh, mine's closer. We can start telephoning from here.
No, I don't want to put you youngsters to so much trouble.
Oh, it ain't no trouble, Grandma. Shucks, this is a pleasure. You know, it ain't often that I get a chance to escort such a fair damsel as you. Come on, this way.
I don't see why Johnny didn't mark the spot where he buried the can. We could be standing on it for all we know.
Yeah, and if he hadn't died before he got out of prison, we would be guessing where he hid it.
A fortune right under our feet, and we're worrying how we're going to eat.
Hey, here comes Art and Mike.
Here, pick us up on that rock and keep an eye out. We don't want any strangers catching us digging. Go on.
Okay.
Well, how much did you get?
A bullet crease in the arm and a murder rap against us?
A murder rap?
Well, the teller opened fire before we could get our hands on the dough, and I cut him down.
We risk losing $100,000 just to get eating money, and what happens? You botched the job.
How did we know the teller would go for his gun?
Anybody trail you?
Don't worry, it was a clean job.
Yeah, we doubled back on our tracks often. We almost got lost ourselves.
All right, but keep your mouth shut. The kid up on the rock still thinks this treasure hunt is on the level. You better get rid of your masks and guns.
Right.
Grandma. Hey, Gil. My grandma's coming with two fellows and a dame.
Your grandma?
Your grandma?
Yeah.
Did you tell her where you were?
No, I never told her nothing. I only sent her a pretty picture postcard, that's all.
You two get into the ring and start boxing, quick. All right, you will get the equipment.
Don't you worry none, Grandma. Roy'll find your Willie, 'cause he's a one-man bureau of missing persons.
Is that so, Mr. Brady?
Mr. Brady? Mr. Brady.
Roy, look, what's that?
Well, I don't know. It wasn't here when we left.
There's my Willie! Yo! Willie! Yo, Willie!
Grandma!
Hiya, Grandma. How's my girl, huh?
Oh, Willie, I thought I never wouldn't mind you.
Howdy.
Hello.
Hi.
Visitors aren't usually allowed, but any friends of the killer are welcome.
Well, that's mighty big of you, fella. Mighty big.
Oh, that's okay.
Seeing as how you're squatting on Roy Rogers' ranch. And this is Roy Rogers.
Rogers? Oh, that's news to me. I didn't see any sign. Of course, I'll be glad to pay you, Mr. Rogers.
Well, that won't be necessary.
Grandma, I want you to meet Art Golly and Mac Fuller, my trainer and sparring partner.
I'm certainly glad to meet Willie's friend.
How to do?
Howdy, howdy.
So this is a training camp, huh?
Yeah.
Would you folks like me to show you around the camp?
No, thanks. I was just wondering why you pitched your camp so far from water.
I didn't know there was any around. Me and the boys have been digging for it.
Yeah, there's a stream about a quarter of a mile due south of here.
Oh.
Oh, hi, Sheriff.
Hi, Roy.
But Grandma, Roy doesn't want you to work.
I know. But just because he's kind enough to let me stay near my Willie, I don't intend to sit down on him. Besides, I'm going to earn my board and keep. Oh, I didn't know you had company.
That's all right, Grandma. I'd like you to meet our sheriff, Jim Wiley. This is Mrs. Conley, Killer Conley's grandma.
Glad to know you, ma'am.
Oh, you're not the sheriff who arrested my Willie, are you?
Arrested him?
Well, no.
Willie wrote he was the nicest man. He said he fixed it, so Willie only got 2 years.
Oh, Roy, you don't suppose he...
Hey, Grandma, what was Willie arrested for?
Was it, for stealing?
Land's sakes, no. It was only assault and battery. Willie didn't mean to hit the man so hard. He just doesn't know how strong he is.
Willie must be a pretty good guy. We better get started, Sheriff.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been a pleasure to have met you, ma'am.
Bye, Jim.
Bye, Dale.
Goodbye, Mr. Wiley.
Bye.
Oh, he reminds me so much of my brother Abner. Handsomest man in the family, Abner was.
Great old lady, Grandma.
Yeah. You better untie yourself from her apron strings and see if you can find out who Conley's partners are. They could have been his cellmates.
You know, Roy, old Willie never learned that fancy footwork boy in the pen. You know, I sure wish I could fight like him.
You do?
Yes, I sure do, Roy. Just...
Okay. You're going to take lessons from the killer.
Boy, that's sure swell, Roy. Now, who, me?
Sure, they can't very well refuse as long as they're on my property. Now, you get over there and keep your eyes open. Come on, Bullet.
Oh, Roy. Keep my eyes open. I could pop to the left, and Conley will pop me with the right. I'll have a little trouble keeping my eyes open.
You look warm enough, Brady. Let's go, huh?
Yeah.
All right, put these on. Yeah, put these on. Give me these.
What'd you let Brady stay for?
Yeah, we can't do no digging with him around.
We're supposed to be a training camp, and we're going to act like one. Besides, this won't take long.
Not bad, eh? Boy, they just call me Muscles Brady.
Muscles Brady. Quiet.
Well, how about some action? I'm raring to go.
Okay, you hit me, huh?
All right, just as you say, but watch yourself, because sometimes I don't even know my own strength.
That guy can't even punch his way out of a paper bag.
Shut up.
Hey, where are you?
Over here.
Oh, howdy.
This could go on all day. Now, look, keep your button in, huh?
What button?
Here, button. Keep it in.
Oh.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Lead with your left and cross with your right, like this.
Hey, Bill, just a minute.
All right, keep on practicing.
Rock him to sleep. We haven't got any time to lose.
Yeah, but that ain't fair. He's just learning.
You want your dough, don't you?
Oh, okay. All right, Brady, let's do some sparring, huh? Now remember to block my punch.
Don't you forget to block mine.
Okay, let's go.
Bill's stalling.
You know what to do.
Hey, Brady. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I could have knocked him out without you doing that.
Never mind, Brady. We got some digging to do. Come on.
How far down did Johnny hide the stuff anyway?
As far as a man can go with nothing but a knife, his bare hands, and a posse on his trail.
Hey, Brady's coming around. What do I do?
Knock him out again.
Hey, break it up! Hey, Rogers and the sheriff are coming.
The sheriff? Bring Brady around fast.
Hey, he's heading for the camp.
Maybe your hunch was right, Roy.
Maybe not. He might be leading us to Pat. Won't hurt to look around.
Come on, pal. Come out of it, huh?
What a fight. I didn't think he could do it. This fella's terrific. He stayed 6 rounds with a champ.
I did?
You certainly did.
Well, gosh darn, I'm better than I thought I was.
Better help him into his clothes, Bill. We've got to take good care of this boy. We got a real champ in him.
Meet Sheriff Wiley, Mr. Tolan.
Tolan?
He's on the trail of some bank robbers.
Bank robbers?
Yeah. You happen to see a couple of men riding in this direction?
Yeah, come to think of it, I did. But I thought they were just a couple of Mr. Rogers' ranch hands.
Oh?
Yeah. Last time I saw them, they were heading in a general direction of town.
Well, I'd better be getting back. Maybe they'll make another try at the bank.
Oh, boy, food. Let's get it.
Some good fried chicken.
That's good, brother.
Hiya, Grandma.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm out.
Oh. Hey, did you hear? I stayed 6 rounds with the champ. Well, a couple of times I had him hanging in the ropes.
Are you sure about that, Pat?
Sure, I'm sure. Well, at least I made a few passes at him, and then something hit me, and that's all I remember. But confidentially, Roy, he's a coward. He wouldn't come down on the canvas and fight me like a man.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Say, I'll bet you're a good fighter.
Yeah, I used to take on all comers. And I never lost a fight either.
Well, a real picnic, huh?
You look pretty husky, Mr. Rogers. But I'll bet you $50 you can't stay 3 rounds with a champ.
Yeah, how about it, Mr. Rogers?
Well, I'm not a betting man, but...
How about you, Mr. Brady? You did it once. Think you can do it again?
You're dadgum tootin', and I got the $50 here to prove it.
I always thought you were a sporting man. Looks like I made a bad bet. Bill, fix Mr. Brady up here with a pair of gloves.
I sure will.
Oh, on second thought, I'll take a try at the champ.
Well, look here, Roy.
You had your chance, Pat. I just want to see if I'm as good as you are.
Oh, well, then, that's different.
The champ will be glad to oblige.
What'll we use to pay off if Rogers wins? He ain't no pushover.
Oh, forget it. Conley will lay him out like a rug. He wasn't the prison champ for nothing, you know.
Hey, Brady, you can be a second.
Okay, Willie.
What's got into you, Roy?
Well, he told you. He wants to see if he's as good as me.
Not quite. I'm going to hold their attention while Pat searches the camp.
Search the camp? What for?
I believe the robbers that held up the bank came from here. See if you can find anything that'll tie him in with the robbery.
Oh, Willie ain't hurting Mr. Rogers too much, is he?
Don't worry about Roy, Grandma. Roy can take care of himself.
That Rogers ain't bad, though.
Not too hard, Willie.
Hey, did you see that?
Give him that left, Roy. Come on. Get in there, Roy. That's a boy.
Get him. Hey, Rogers.
One.
Look out for the door. What'd you do, get him with a lucky punch?
Lucky punch, nothing. He was framed. That guy over there called him.
Feeling any better?
Well, I finally got my jaw to working.
Well, that's what you get for fighting.
They pulled the same trick on you as they did on me.
Never mind that. Did you find anything?
I'll say I did. I found these in an old trunk along with this, and I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out to be the one used on that bank teller.
Nice work, Pat. I'll notify the sheriff.
The sheriff phoned to say that Tolan, Fuller, and Golly were released from prison the same time Conley was.
They were in for robbery.
Listen, Pat. Take these to the sheriff and bring him back to the camp as quick as you can.
Okay?
Where are you going?
I still have to find out what they were digging for.
Roy, I'd like to speak to you a minute.
Yes?
I just want to tell you, Willie didn't mean to hit you so hard.
Well, that's all right, Grandma.
No, it ain't all right. Those men are up to something. Willie said he just went in with them because they promised him enough to help us to get a place where he could settle down. I don't want anything that isn't bought with honest money. Roy, if he's doing anything wrong, please make him stop.
I'll do everything I can, Grandma.
Bill! Matt, come here. Hear that? Yeah.
He's here, just like Johnny said.
You stay here with Trigger.
Look at that.
Hey, Gil. The mask and the gun are gone.
Gone? They can't be.
What's the idea of the shooting iron?
Oh, it's you, Mr. Rogers. We thought you were one of those bank robbers. What can we do for you?
I'd like another try at the champ and that $50 I lost.
Okay. All right, fix Mr. Rogers up with a pair of gloves. You better get him a pair of shoes, too.
It'll be a pleasure. Step right this way, Mr. Rogers.
Knock him out quick. We got to get out of here. As soon as Bill KOs Rogers, you finish him off and make it look like the champ did it. That'll give the law something else to worry about besides us. Got to get rid of the dames.
Right.
Willie!
Hit it! Come on, Jim. Right. Mac.
I'm all right, Grandma.
Get him, Willie! Get him! Get him!
They can't see us for dusk. Hey, it looks like we're almost too late.
Yeah.
This is the loot from the Houston jewelry store. Johnny Hayes buried it when he saw he couldn't get away.
They never told me that. Grandma, all they said was they knew where 100 grand was buried.
That's no excuse, Willie. You knew they were up to something. Sheriff, if he's done anything wrong, I want him to take his medicine.
He helped us catch those robbers.
Yes, and he didn't know anything about these jewels.
Or the trial on the bank.
Well, I've got to do my duty as I see it. And if I catch you keeping bad company again, I'll throw you in the clink.
Oh, you won't, Sheriff. I'm going to go back to fighting.
And I'm going to be his manager.
You're wonderful, Grandma.
That's great, Willie. I'm going to be a fighter, too. You know, Roy, if I practice hard enough, maybe I'll get to be a champ.
That could be, Pat. You know, we can all be champions at something if we just keep at it and don't throw in the sponge.
That's right, Roy. Never throw in a sponge. Don't throw in a sponge. You give him a left and then a right.
Hey, Pat. You're a sucker for a jab. The first thing you got to learn is how to duck and weave.
Yeah?
Come here, I'll show you.
All right.
Throw a few punches at me. Hey? Yeah, now that's it. Now, you got the idea?
Yeah, sure. I tell you what. Now you throw some punches at me.
All right. That's it.
Oh, Pat.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pat. I didn't mean to hit you. That was an accident.
Willie!
You better get the sponge, Dale.
You shouldn't have turned your head. All right?
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Singer for Star Playhouse presents Dick Powell, Charles Boyer, David Niven, Frank Lovejoy. Brought to you by your neighborhood Singer Sewing Centers from coast to coast and the more than 32,000 members of the Singer organization who make, sell, and service Singer sewing machines for both industry and the home. Remember, Singer sells its products and services only through the Singer Sewing Centers, identified by the famous red S trademark on the window. Tonight on Four Star Playhouse, Singer presents Dick Powell in The Witness.
Yeah, Michael Donegan. He didn't show up again. It's the fourth straight day and the judge is fit to be tied. Donegan's client hasn't got a chance, so he's stalling. I don't know what that'll get him except a contempt citation. Well, I'll call the city desk if there's any changes.
This court is not a gymnasium for the acrobatics of Michael Donegan, nor the city of New York an instrument upon which he can practice his own brand of courtroom tactics. Where is he, Mr. Bedecker?
If Your Honor, please.
Where is he, Mr. Bedecker? Why isn't he here?
Well, Mr. Donegan is desperately trying to locate the key witness for the defense. In the interest of justice, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Mr. Donegan's been desperately trying for the past 4 days to locate that witness. I submit this farce has gone far enough. This is another of Donegan's tricks to delay trial. It's a clear case of contempt.
I'll handle this, Mr. District Attorney. Mr. Bedecker.
Yes, sir?
I will recess until tomorrow morning. But trial will proceed at that time, whether or not Mr. Donegan is present.
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Donegan prepared the defense. No one else is equipped.
Then he'd better be here, eh, Mr. Bedecker? Mr. Donegan may be busy somewhere else today, but tomorrow he's going to be busy in this courtroom.
Oh, I'll have a T-bone steak, rare on the inside, charred on the outside. What's the matter?
Mr. Donegan, don't you got an imagination? Steak. All the time steak. Look, I'm going to give you a break. I'm going to bring you out a nice plate of Greek lamb diveci. I made it with my little hands.
Well, that's the main reason I want a T-bone steak and some O'Brien potatoes.
Okay, is your stomach? Oh, be our guest.
Hello, Mr. Donegan.
Hi, fellow. Had your lunch?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can have a cup of coffee and a slice of mixed apple pie.
Oh, apple pie.
I'll have some myself, too.
2 apple pie.
How'd it go, Philip?
Mr. Donegan, I can't begin to describe how angry the judge was.
Try the oblique approach?
Yes, sir. I thought he was going to have a stroke.
Well, that's oblique enough.
Mr. Donegan, what are we going to do?
Philip, now you're doing wonderfully. You know, someday I expect to see the name Philip Bedecker III in gold letters on our door.
Well, that's very gratifying, sir. But tomorrow...
Tomorrow? Tomorrow and tomorrow, we're going to keep on getting delays.
Yes, but...
Philip, we're protecting our client, aren't we?
Yes, sir, I know he doesn't stand a chance unless we find this Alice Blair.
And we've got to have time to find her.
But we're not finding her. We're no closer to finding her than we were 3 weeks ago. Mr. Donegan, what are we going to do tomorrow morning?
All right, at the moment, Philip, I haven't got the slightest idea. Aren't you going to wait for your apple pie?
No, sir, I've got a touch of heartburn.
But I ordered it.
Ollie, hey, Philip, I saw your act in court this morning. You're improving with experience.
Hello, Mr. Peterson. I'll be at the office if you want me.
All right, Philip. Pete?
Aye. Said you wanted to see me, Mike. It's not much of a place for business, but I know you're pretty busy.
Well, I got your bill.
Outrageous, isn't it? I am sorry about it, though, Mike. But it costs a lot of money to have 6 top operators moving around. You know that.
Just the prices, the result.
Yeah, there aren't any. You know, Mike, if anybody but you asked me to make this search, I'd say they were out of their minds.
Nothing?
Nothing that hasn't led us up a blind alley.
Like what?
Well, like one of the boys got onto a girl that he thinks might have known a girl by the name of Alice. Let's see. 5'3", 114 pounds, blonde. She's a model. But that's all we know about her, except that she's been dining here at Nick's almost every day lately. Well, she isn't here now.
My, you've changed.
Blonde, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Alice is a brunette.
If there is an Alice Blair, this one might have been her roommate.
What do you think, Pete?
I think you're wasting your money with me. You got us chasing a phantom. There isn't any Alice Blair.
My client says
I don't care what your client says. I still think she doesn't exist outside his imagination. No Alice Blair ever handed over any $6,500 to him.
Oh, looks as if I'll have to have a little heart-to-heart talk with my client.
What's wrong, Mr. Donegan?
Well, you lied to me. For 3 weeks, I've had 6 detectives combing this whole town for that mythical woman of yours.
Well, she's a brunette with blue eyes, the kind of figure you couldn't...
Yeah, I know. What did you do with the money, Frank?
I told you.
Well, she didn't give it to you. You pulled that payroll robbery and shot the guard yourself.
But she did give it to me. She gave it to me the first night I met her.
Oh, that's something you didn't tell me.
It's because I didn't think you'd believe me.
A woman you meet the first night gives you $6,500.
Well, you see, we went to my apartment and we played cards.
Oh, well, that explains everything.
You know how it is when you play for fun? You make up all kinds of stakes. Well, when she pulled out all these new 10s and 20s, Mr. Donegan, I didn't want to touch that money. She asked me to hold on to it for a while anyway, for safekeeping, she says.
You couldn't make up a story like that.
And then, well, I kept it around the apartment for a while, and I got kind of worried about all that money laying around, so I took it down to the bank.
You know how much money was in that payroll?
I think the paper said $150,000.
Over. What do you think happened to the rest of the money?
I don't know. Honest, I don't know.
You really don't? You know what I think? I think Alice Blair is working with the fellow who pulled the robbery. I think they gave you the money to see if it was hot. See if you could pass it. If you tried to pass it and got caught, you'd burn for it. If it wasn't hot, well, Alice and this guy would be safe for the rest of the payroll.
No, Mr. Donegan, Alice isn't like that. She's the most wonderful girl I've ever known. She's considerate, gentle, and sweet. She's the kind of a girl that makes you think you're the biggest and best man in the world.
Oh, now I know you made her up. Who ever heard of a woman like that?
All I know is if you find her, I know she'll tell the truth.
Well, all I know is that if I don't, it's my reputation and your life. This is a murder charge. Oh, well, we'll think of something. Hey, guard! Get me out of this fire trap.
Yeah, that's right. Looks like another delay. Donegan didn't show up again. This'll make the 5th day in a row. Hey, Marty, I gotta go. Court's in session. Yeah, I'll call you back.
Oh, Philip, yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, Philip, I think you're doing brilliantly. Uh-huh. No, I'm not coming back to the office this afternoon. For many reasons. One of which is I'm having tea with a lovely lady. Is that all, Philip? Oh, yes, I am quite busy. Well, goodbye, Philip. Thought you'd never get back. I ordered Gibson's, do you mind?
Wonderful. And thank you, Michael.
For what, the Gibsons?
No, for calling me a lovely lady.
Well, I was always taught in law school that the defendant is innocent until proved guilty.
I'm afraid even you would have trouble proving me innocent, Counselor.
I think the one last night was prettier.
Take the phone.
Take the phone.
To the rest of the day.
All the things for you, I wish for myself. Oh, Michael, so elegant, smart.
What's more, it's comfy. Try this chair. It's very comfortable. Drink?
Love one.
Music?
Why not?
If you give this key, I've got an alcoholic butler.
What an exciting world you live in.
Well, it has its moments.
Now?
Now's one of the moments.
Thank you.
You know, it's been a very relaxing day.
For me too, Michael.
Strange, too. It seems like I've known you a long, long time.
That's your own calmness inside. Your confidence. Must be a great comfort to your clients.
Well, it isn't very comforting to the client I'm representing right now.
The Frank Dana case.
Yes.
You're so clever about these things, Michael. You'll win the case. You always do.
If I find Alice Blair. If I find her, I win. If I don't, I lose. Then my client loses, too.
Let me do it, Michael. Go on. Relax.
Don't mind if I do. I've been on my feet all day.
You're being very gentle with me. Introducing yourself to me. Taking me to dinner. Why, Michael?
Because you wanted me to. You wanted to find out all you could about Frank Dana.
How did you know, Michael?
Well, the one crumb of evidence I got from 6 detectives working 3 weeks was that you might be a friend of Alice Blair.
I see.
I guess I'm just lucky. The delays I've been getting in the trial are coming to an end. Now you come along. I'm just lucky.
I wish I could help, Michael.
You're the only one who can. And if you don't, an innocent man will go to the chair.
No, you won't let him, Mike. You'll figure a way. Michael, Alice Blair can't get involved.
I like you like this. Very nice. Charming, gracious. How did Frank Dana put it? He said she's the kind of girl who will make you think you're the biggest and best man in the world. Considerate, gentle. I can't imagine you looking any better as a brunette with those blue eyes.
Mike.
He's in trouble, Alice.
Mike, I can't tell you why, but I just can't.
Why did you give him the money?
No.
I understand you're a pretty bad card player.
It was just a way. I wanted Frank to put it in a safe place.
It wasn't very safe.
All right. What do I have to do, Mike?
Tell the jury you gave him the money.
That's all? Not where I got it?
He's on trial. You're not.
All right, Mike.
Thank you, Alice.
Say, see this sewing machine needle so busy at work? Well, keep your eye on it, for it's going to take you to a really exciting offer. This is the needle of a Singer sewing machine, whose name and reputation you've known all your life. And this particular Singer machine is one of the most famous models that famous Singer makes, the Singer Round Bobbin Economy model. It comes as both a gorgeous cabinet machine and in a portable style, complete with handsome carrying case. Now, here's that offer. The down payment on the Singer Economy Portable is just $10.95. Yes, $10.95, with liberal trade-in on your old machine and easy budget terms for the rest. Or if you prefer this handsome walnut cabinet, the down payment is only $14.95, with the same liberal trade-in allowance and easy budget terms. In addition, with either style you choose, you'll receive, at no extra charge, the famous Singer Sewing Course. A series of step-by-step instruction from singer-trained experts. Now, let's look at some of the exciting new features of this Singer round bobbin economy model. There's the new bobbin winder that stops automatically when the bobbin is full. The new numbered tension control that makes tension adjustments so much faster and simpler. The new hinged presser foot that goes over heavy materials as easily and smoothly as fine fabrics. And this machine lets you finish off your sewing with a neat back tack stitch. Remember, the Singer economy model in this beautiful walnut cabinet is only $149.95 with a down payment of only $14.95. And the same machine in handy portable style is only $114.95 with a down payment of just $10.95. And with either model, you'll receive the famous Singer sewing course absolutely free. So try one of these Singers in your home soon. There's no charge, no obligation of any kind. Just phone or stop in at your Singer Sewing Center tomorrow and ask for your free home trial.
With a handkerchief masking his face, stole a payroll in excess of $150,000. And with deliberate intent, did shoot Harold Toomey, one of the two guards, to death with the same gun. The state will prove that Frank Dana attempted to pass some of that payroll money, and in so doing, was apprehended. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, do not be swerved from bringing in the only just verdict you can reach. Guilty of murder in the first degree.
No, it looks as if he's finally running down.
Well, sir, since it was me and my late partner he was holding up, I guess I was pretty close, but when I started to pull my gun and start shooting, why, he wasn't so close anymore. And he kept getting further and further away each shot I took. That fellow over there, he fits what I saw. Only one thing, though. Can't understand why I missed hitting him. I'm a good shot.
That's all. Thank you. Cross-examine.
No questions.
Prior to July 12th, Frank Dana's average balance in our bank was exactly $31.06. On that date, he made a cash deposit of $6,500 in new 10s and 20s. I was surprised at the amount, and I checked the serial numbers. It was part of the cash stolen in the armored car robbery, all right.
Thank you. Your witness?
Nothing.
Well, how can you just sit there and let the district attorney get away with all those innuendos?
Oh, remember your heartburn, Philip.
Yes, sir, but...
Look, Philip, the DA's on our side. It's as though he knew exactly what we planned to do and was anxious to help set it up properly. Now watch, he's going to...
Please call the defendant, Frank Dana, to the stand.
See?
All through these long weeks, Mr. Dana, you've repeated that Alice Blair gave you the money, and no such woman exists. The police have failed to find any evidence of her.
But she did give it to me.
You offer no other explanation in this courtroom now for having the money in your possession?
No, sir.
That's all. The prosecution rests.
No questions, Your Honor.
The witness may return to his seat.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to delay this painful trial any more than necessary. Now, the case for the prosecution rests entirely on circumstantial evidence. The fact that Frank Dana had in his possession $6,500, which was part of a robbery murder. But what about the balance of the money? A little matter of approximately $145,000. Well, Frank Dana swore on oath that a woman named Alice Blair gave him the $6,500. Now, the district attorney says that Alice Blair doesn't exist. I now call Alice Blair to the stand.
Alice Blair. You take a stand, please, Miss Blair.
The courtroom will settle down.
Put your left hand on the Bible, please. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name, please.
Alice Blair.
Be seated, Miss Blair. Miss Blair, District Attorney Mahaffey. Would you please tell the court, I think you'd better use the microphone there. Alice, would you please tell the court, do you know Frank Dana?
Yes.
Did you give him $6,500 in new $10 and $20 bills?
Yes.
Did Frank know where the bills came from?
No. No, he didn't.
Thank you. Your witness, Pat.
Your Honor, the prosecution requests a recess. This new element has changed the entire complexion of this case.
Prosecution's request seems reasonable. If defense counsel agrees, I will declare...
No, sir. Your Honor, this trial has been delayed too many times already. There's no doubt the complexion of the case has changed, but that isn't an excuse for recess. I respectfully submit that although the prosecution didn't find Alice Blair, they were told repeatedly of her existence by the defendant.
Trial will proceed.
Miss Blair, where did you get the...
Object, Your Honor. The witness is not on trial.
Sustained.
How long have you known the defendant?
Object, Your Honor. Irrelevant and immaterial.
Your Honor, I wish to establish the relationship between the witness and the defendant to determine whether collusion is...
That seems relevant and material. Objection overruled. Continue.
Answer the question, please. How long have you known Frank Dana?
About 3 months.
Have you seen him often?
Yes.
Very often?
Object, Your Honor.
What do you mean by very often, Mr. District Attorney?
I mean simply, is she in love with him?
Object, Your Honor. The line of questioning of the prosecution is leading and intended to form a conclusion in the minds of the jury.
I don't think so. Overruled. Answer the question, Miss Blair.
Am I in love with Frank? Yes, I am.
Now, being in love with him, naturally you'd want to help him in any way you could.
Object, Your Honor.
Sustained. Strike the question.
Ever think of getting married to Frank Dana, Miss Blair? Answer the question, please.
I object, Your Honor. I object to the whole line of cross-examination and repeat, the witness is not on trial.
I think prosecution's line of question is eminently within bounds. Answer the question, Miss Blair.
Did I ever think of marrying Frank? Yes. Yes, I did.
Are you married to him? Are you, Miss Blair? Or is it Mrs. Frank Dana?
No, I'm not married to him.
But you thought of it.
Yes.
Are you engaged to him?
Well,
Engaged to be married?
yes, I am.
When had you planned on getting married to Frank Dana?
Well, we were to be married...
Until this trial came up and that sort of got in the way of it. Is that right?
That's right.
As his prospective wife, didn't you think it would be a good idea to provide Frank Dana with an alibi? Wouldn't you say you gave him the money if you thought it would help your husband?
I'm not married to him.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I submit witness testimony is worthless.
Your Honor, neither the witness nor my client informed me they were engaged to be married. In view of this rather unexpected situation here that exists, I will accede to the state's desire for a recess.
Oh, no, you don't. What's sauce for the goose, Donegan?
Are you requesting a recess, Mr. Donegan?
Well, no, Your Honor, I guess not. We'll just see how this thing winds up here.
Proceed, Mr. District Attorney.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Redirect, Mr. Donegan.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, Alice, if you'd known the money was from the robbery murder, you wouldn't have given it to Frank, would you?
No.
Well, why did you give it to him?
I had an idea there might be something wrong. I just asked Frank to put it in a safe place. I wanted time to find out about it.
Who gave it to you? Well, since you don't want to tell me who gave it to you, even though Frank's freedom is at stake, it follows it must have been someone you're very fond of, some member of your family or somebody you're in love with. Alice, are your parents living?
My mother.
Where is she living?
In Salt Lake City.
How many members in your family?
Just the 3 of us.
Yourself, your mother, and a sister?
No.
A brother. So it is a brother. Younger brother?
Yes.
And he gave you the money, didn't he? Alice, don't you realize he gave you the money to see if it could be passed? He used you. Why do you keep looking at the spectators? Is it possible that he's here to see how his trial is coming on? He is in the courtroom, isn't he?
No. No, he isn't.
Your Honor, I ask the court to bear with me for a moment. I think we can clear this case up right now. May I ask that every man in that section of the courtroom between the ages of 17 and 27 pass before the witness?
Your Honor, must we be subjected to another of the great Michael Donegan's theatrical performances?
Seems to me everything Mr. Donegan has said is logical. Aren't you anxious to get at the truth of this matter?
Yes, of course, Your Honor, but...
Overruled. I direct the bailiff to assist defense counsel.
All right, sir. All right, sir. All right, sir. Look at him, Alice. Your Honor, may I request that this young man be sworn in?
Permission granted. Witness may be excused.
You can sit down, Alice.
Place your left hand on the Bible. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name. Your name?
All right, I'm Tom Blair.
Sit down, Tom Blair. Alice is your sister, isn't that right, Tom?
So what? Your Honor, I know I must sound like a broken record, but if we could just have a recess...
All right, Tom, you gave your sister $6,500. Is that true? Don't you know that you're making Alice liable as an accessory?
That's what you say.
What did you do with the rest of the money, Tom?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, Tom.
Hey, let go of me.
Is it necessary to hold the witness while you question him, Mr. Donegan?
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Tom, what did you do with the rest of the money?
I told you I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, Tom.
Hey, what is this?
I don't think he'll fly away, Mr. Donegan.
Well, I'm sorry, Your Honor. My emotions ran away with me. Stand up, Tom. Stand up! You know, you're a pretty well-developed young man. Nice shoulders, nice chest.
No.
Take off your coat.
No.
I think I know what Mr. Donegan's getting at. Take off your coat, young man.
No,
It won't be necessary, Your Honor. Now.
Oh.
Now, what could cause a bulge like that under your shirt? Maybe a bandage? Did you get yourself hurt, Tom? Maybe from a bullet? The guard couldn't understand how he missed you at such a close range. He didn't miss you, did he, huh?
All right. I did it.
Your Honor, defense rests.
Mr. Donegan, thank you very much.
All right, Frank.
I'm sorry I didn't tell the whole truth.
Well, that's understandable. You didn't know all the facts.
Because she ran away, I guess I wanted you to find her more than anything else.
You know, I think you two kids should celebrate. I know a nice place. Nick's.
I've got a place all picked out.
Oh, you have?
Goodbye, and thank you.
Bye.
Yeah. Ah, it's a nice boy. Beautiful girl.
It's too bad about her brother.
Yeah, he's really in trouble. He's going to need a good attorney.
Mr. Donegan, certainly you're not considering...
Philip, you know the accused is always entitled to the best of defense. Even if he is guilty, there may be mitigating circumstances. Missing witnesses.
Oh, Mr. Donegan.
Shall we explore it over a couple of steaks at Nick's?
Mr. Donegan.
Oh, relax, Philip. He hasn't asked me. Did I give you a little heartburn there for a minute?
Yes, Mr. Donegan.
Well, don't worry. I got a little myself.
Our star, Dick Powell, will return in a moment. Tonight's play was brought to you by the Singer Sewing Machine Company. Next week, your host will be the Parker Pen Company.
Here within the cap of the all-new Parker 51, you'll find the world's smoothest writing pen point. It's Parker's exclusive new electro-polished point, the point that's made mirror smooth in an electro bath, which dissolves all the microscopic burrs and ridges found on ordinary points. The electro-polished Parker point is the smoothest you ever touched to paper. Try it tomorrow. The beautiful all-new electro-polished Parker 51, world's smoothest writing pen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we in Star Playhouse and all the members of the Singer organization thank you for being with us this evening. We hope you enjoyed the play. And we hope you'll be with us again next week. Thank you and good night.
was not so very long ago that a prison in one of our southeastern states suddenly erupted with a sound that struck fear into the surrounding countryside. It was the warning that a breakout was underway. Using guns that had been smuggled into the prison, the convicts overpowered several guards in the cell blocks, and 9 of the prisoners successfully made their way to freedom. By morning, 7 had been taken into custody. 2 men, however, were still at large.
What do we do now, Ollie, huh? What do we do?
We wait in the woods until it gets dark. Till we get some feeling back into us. Boy, I'm half dead from all this running.
What do we do then? You figured out where we're gonna go, Ollie? You're smart. I must do, Ollie.
We're going to St. Louis.
All the way there?
St. Louis. No place else.
You don't come from there. What do you want to go to St. Louis for, Ollie? You got guys there to help us, Ollie? I don't get it.
You don't have to get it. Right now, that's where I have to be. Someone I have to see there. Someone I wanted to see for a long time. There ain't nothing that's gonna stop me from getting there. Nothing.
Oh, Ollie. How is it out there? Dark enough to move out yet?
Yeah, it'll do. Come on.
Ollie.
Come on, will you?
Ollie, I've been thinking what you said about St. Louis. Going there. Ollie, it's a long way. It's nearly 1,100 miles.
I told you, I have to see someone.
Well, who? Who's that important that you're so crazy to go, Ollie?
I got a girl there. Her name is Mona. Mona. I was gonna marry her. Give up every crooked thing I was doing and go straight just for her.
You?
Yeah, me. That's how nuts about her I was. And so what happens? The first time in my life I ever really played square with a girl. The first time. And I tell her everything about me. All the crooked jobs I pulled, just everything. And the next day she squeals on me to the cops.
Why do you want to go back to see a dame like that, Ollie? What do you want her for?
Look, kid. Guys like you and me that just bust out of prison, we're on borrowed time anyway. We could get plugged just standing here, running across that next field. But before they get me, I'm gonna get her.
You gotta stop reading about it, honey. You've gotta stop thinking about it. After all, just because you once knew the man.
It was more than just knowing him, Fred. I've told you that. He wanted to marry me.
Then why should he come all the way back here to hurt you? Hasn't he got enough on his mind without coming all the way to St. Louis just to see a girl he was once in love with? After all, you're married to me now.
You don't understand, honey. You've never known people like Ollie. He thinks different, he acts different. He's a crook, Fred. He's been mixed up in all sorts of rackets. Marriage wouldn't mean anything to him. Nothing would mean anything if he wanted to get even.
For what? You never did anything to him. It wasn't your fault he was arrested.
He thinks it is. He's always thought so. The night before they caught him, he told me everything he'd done. The next day, they arrested him just as I was walking up to the cafeteria where we were to have lunch. If you could have seen the way he looked at me. The things he shouted at me like a madman.
Oh, honey, he isn't coming back here. He isn't going to get anywhere near you. You saw what it said in the papers. They're combing the whole state for him. How can he really expect to get away with all those people searching for him? It says they've organized...
They haven't caught him, Fred. They still haven't caught him. If he gets away, what'll he do then?
And the residence of Miss Mona Randall. Now, Mrs. Mona Forbes.
But how did you know how to find me? How did you know I was living here?
Well, since you were questioned at the time of Ollie Blake's arrest, naturally your name was in his files. We've kept those files up to date.
You think he's coming here? Is that it, Mr. Daniels?
Well, we don't know where he's going, Mrs. Forbes. We're just trying to get some leads. He hasn't called you, made any attempt to reach you at your work?
No. But if Ollie wanted to find me, he would. He still thinks I'm the one who told on him.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to alarm you. I simply came here to check on the possibility that Blake may have been in touch with you. Mrs. Forbes, I wonder if you take a look at this list of names. These are people who were connected with Blake at about the time you knew him. Most of them have criminal records, but there's a possibility that you may have heard him mention one of these names in his conversations with you. These are people that he might possibly come to for money or for a place to hide out.
I don't recognize any of these names, no.
I see. Mrs. Forbes, what about this name Sheila Harris? Did he ever mention her?
No, just a second. Sheila Harris. Yes, I think I do recognize that name.
In connection with what?
Ollie said she ran a hotel in Ohio. Yes, he was talking about taking me there on our honeymoon.
In Ohio. Did he mention where in Ohio?
Yes, it was on a lake outside Dayton. Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ollie. We still got 300 miles to go, and this train ain't headed for St. Louis.
I know all about it. We're getting off soon as she slows down.
Where are we gonna stay? What we gonna use for money?
That's why we're getting off. Thought maybe we'd make a little loan. Hey, come on, kid, let's blow. We're slowing down. Hiya, Sheila.
You got a nerve coming in here with your picture plastered all over the newspapers. What do you think you're doing?
I thought we'd have a reunion.
Get out of my place. And don't waste any time doing it.
I need some money, Sheila.
I'm not a bank.
You've got the cash. You've been running a wheel in this place.
Not for a long time. The cops closed me down. But I'm running a hotel and business is rotten.
You used to buy my booze. You were my friend.
You're hot. I don't know you anymore. So take your bright little boy and get out.
The old gal's loaded, Ollie. Look at the loot.
Get the rest of it, kid.
Get away from that safe.
Don't do it, Sheila. Let that gun right where it is. Not like a spare as a kid.
I got it, Ollie. I got all of it.
Give that to me. It's everything I've got.
Come here.
You can't take
Come here.
I
I came in here. I was your friend. But you treat me like dirt. Why? I need that money. It's taken me to someone I gotta see. Now, why wouldn't you help me? Why? Every day my no treats me the same way. Everyone.
Don't be nuts. We'll never get out of here.
One more second and I'll pull this trigger. But now I'll save it for somebody else. Come on. She ain't gonna be as lucky as you. Take it easy, kid. You'll get us a motorcycle escort.
I can't get over driving the car again. Yeah, I feel like I never want to let go of this wheel.
All I can feel is this gun in my hand and what I'm gonna do with it.
Ollie.
Yeah?
This thing you've been planning. Now that you've had time to think about it, maybe it ain't smart to go through with it.
Why don't you shut up?
They got a lot on us if they catch us, Ollie. But one thing they ain't got is a murder rap. Okay. Give her a going over. Give her a beating she won't forget, but why kill her, Ollie?
Because I have to. Like there was something sticking in my back, pushing me on, so that I can't stop no more. It don't even matter what happens to me. I could drop dead the next minute after I did it. But in that minute, I'd know that I was free. Free from this gnawing inside me. It's that laughing that you hear when you know someone made a fool out of you. "5 years I waited for this. Now it's down to a couple hours.
Why should he come here?
If you were a friend of his, the man in Ollie Blake's spot needs friends. He also needs a place in which to hide out.
Well, he ain't been here. What are you trying to do? Get me in wrong with the cops? I'm having trouble enough as it is, just keeping my head out of water.
He hasn't called you, tried to get in touch with you?
Nothing.
You know what it would mean if you tried to protect him or gave false information to an officer of the law, don't you? Ollie Blake's wanted.
Well, if you don't believe I'm telling the truth, why don't you have the place searched?
Miss Harris.
You know, all the rooms. I don't care.
Miss Harris, isn't it true that there was a disturbance in this lobby last night about 10 o'clock? Some loud voices. I understand there were some men in here to see you.
Who told you that?
One of the bellhops heard the commotion. Who were the men who were in here to see you?
Wait a minute.
That's about all the time you're going to have, Miss Harris. The police are on their way up here now to question that bellhop. Now, you're going to tell me, who were those men who were in here last night?
I was afraid to tell you. I'm still afraid.
You mean Blake was here?
Yes. He tried to kill me, the big lug. He came in here with that other guy from the pen, and they held me up. I got marks all over my arm where he grabbed me. And then he took all my money and ran out of here.
You have any idea where he went?
No, I don't know where he went. He might still be in town.
And you're certain you don't know where he is?
I'm telling you the truth. Do you think I want that big lug to come back here? Why don't you find him and put a choker on him? Just make sure he don't come back.
In an effort to find out where Ollie Blake and Leon Ferrin had gone after leaving Sheila's place, investigator Daniels checked with bus terminals, railroad depots, and airports in the Dayton area to find out if either of the escaped prisoners had been seen purchasing transportation. Since these efforts produced no leads on the whereabouts of the fugitives or their immediate destination, Daniels began checking rental car services and used car lots. At one of them, he found the first lead on the men he was looking for.
Yeah, I sold a car to these two guys when I opened up the lot this morning. A 51 sedan, black.
Did you get them a license plate?
Sure, that's part of our business. Always want to keep the customer satisfied.
Mind if I have the number?
I didn't have time to put this in my books yet. I must have a form somewhere in here. Let's see now.
Is it?
No, just the phone number of a sales prospect. Oh, here we are. You want to copy it down?
Yes.
License is J26498.
It wasn't until early the next morning that the car, which Blake and Ferrin had purchased, was found abandoned on a deserted road some 30 miles east of St. Louis. The gas tank was empty. Close examination of the car revealed a clue indicating their possible destination.
I'll get it, Mona. Hello? Oh, yes. Who is this, please?
Who is it, Fred?
It's the phone company. Anything been wrong with the line?
No, I don't think so.
Well, just a minute. If they want to check it, will you be home in the morning? I have to go to the office.
Yes, I'll be home, but there's nothing wrong. I would have called them.
Well, they think you might have been missing some incoming calls. Yes, Miss Forbes will be home in the morning.
You sure she'll be there? Fine. Thank you, sir. She'll be waiting for me. Just waiting.
I'm here after 5 years.
Come on, Ollie. Let's get it over with.
I'm enjoying it, kid. I feel like a millionaire.
Maybe she's not home.
She's gotta be. I arranged it. You heard me on the phone. She said she'd be here waiting for me.
Hey, look, Ollie. You know, the telephone man must have fallen off the door.
Give in.
What's it say?
She'll be right back. She left the door open for us. Come on. Okay, Mona, we'll wait. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Forbes.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Daniels, Mr. Forbes. Has anything happened up there? Has anyone telephoned or tried to get into the apartment?
No, everything's all right here. My wife. She's out. Why? What's all the excitement about? Lake? Who's that? No, we haven't heard a thing. Yeah, I see. Okay, thanks.
We better get out of here, Ollie. Come on.
You crazy? After 5 years, I ain't leaving now.
What you gonna do, Ollie?
Get out. Wait outside.
That's all you talked about. You said I could be with you.
This is all mine, kid. Wait for me downstairs.
Oh, Ollie, you promised.
Get out, I said.
One thing I know, the way she's feeling.
"5 years, Mona. I waited a long time. Good as dead, you figured. Walked away where you'd never see me again, huh? Well, take another look. Why don't you say something? You talked enough to the cops, now talk to me. Say something! Oh, I waited every day thinking about what I was going to do to you.
I never told them, Ollie.
You told them. When they came around asking about me, you told them we had a date.
No, Ollie.
I trusted you, Mona. The first person in the whole world. I told you about me, how I feel, what I am. And you threw it all back in my face.
I liked you. I didn't know what you really were.
But you did. I never talked to anyone like I talked to you. Other people, it was different. I knocked them down before they did it to me. With you, it was a quiet world where a man could feel safe.
It still is, Ollie. I never gave you away, and I won't now. Only leave me alone and forget you ever came here.
Forget? What else is there left for me to get back at you? I killed you 100 times, Mona. 100 times. Even now, I can't believe it's really gonna happen. This is for all the things that you did to me. For all the years that I wasted in that prison. Who is it?
Ollie, open up, quick.
blame me. You punk! Give it hell!
All right, that's enough, Blake.
Enough. 5 years I waited. 5 years. But I missed it by this much.
A lucky miss for you, Blake. If you'd have made it, you'd have gotten the chair.
It'd have been worth it.
You all right, Mrs. Forbes? Can I get you anything?
I'll be all right now. From now on, everything will be fine.
Fortunately for Mrs. Forbes, Investigator Daniels realized that something was wrong in her apartment when he called on the phone and Blake impersonated her husband. Daniels knew that it couldn't have been Mr. Forbes since he seemed to know nothing about Daniels himself or Blake. Consequently, Daniels immediately rushed to the apartment and arrived there in time to avert a tragedy. Ollie Blake and Leon Ferrin were returned to the penitentiary from which they had escaped. At their subsequent trial, on charges of jailbreak and felonious assault with intent to kill, they were each sentenced to a term of 15 additional years. In the case of Ollie Blake, the term awaiting him in federal prison, added to the time he must still serve in the state penitentiary, will keep him behind bars for the next 25 years.
I finally get a job, making $1 an hour, and then this bug hits me. And I go to the boss and I says, look, I'm too sick to work. Would you hold down this spot for me, please? But he just stands there and shakes his head and says, sorry, buddy, that's life. Now, I don't dig that. When things get real tough, people always say that's life. Is that life, Gilby?
I don't know, son. I haven't lived yet.
When are you going to start, Gilby?
Tomorrow. You always start tomorrow, don't you know that?
Not me, brother. I always want to start right now, today.
Look, son, you've been bending my ear for 2 solid hours now. Couldn't you maybe just sort of shut up?
But I've been sick for a whole week. I've been lying in that broken-down shack of mine all by myself. There was no one to talk to.
So now you're caught up.
Yeah, but I want to talk, can't you see? Did you ever hear of a guy that was just hungry for people?
Yeah, cannibals.
Cannibals. Hey, Pop, how about loan of $1?
I'm not allowed to, son. Look, I got a contract with the bank next door. I don't loan no money. They don't sell no liquor.
I heard that when I was 2.
Start mooching early, huh?
Thanks for the smoke, Pop. You know, this is the first one I had in the whole week. Can I help you, miss?
I just want to use the phone.
Well, there's somebody in there now.
I can see.
You want me to drag him out for you?
No.
Hey, how come you pick a crummy joint like this to make a phone call in?
The only place I could find around here with a phone.
Who you calling? I'll bet it's a boyfriend, huh?
My parents. They always worry when I'm not back on time.
In the daytime, too?
You know how parents are. Aren't your parents living?
Oh, I don't know. I guess so. Hey, what's your name?
Excuse me.
What'd they say? I'll bet they're glad you're alive, huh?
Yes, they are.
So am I.
Please, let me go.
You know you got a neat little figure there? I'll bet your hair crackles, too, when you run a comb through it, huh?
I have to go now, please. I still have some shopping to do.
What for? You got everything.
Please.
What's it feel like to have everything and be a somebody?
What makes you think I'm a somebody?
Well, you look like somebody. You got all those good clothes, and you got parents that worry about you, got money in your purse, and I bet you live in a big house, big as a hotel, don't you?
I have to do something for my mother. She's going to a big party tonight.
And you're going too, aren't you? All dressed up, silk and high heels, and you'll be dancing with all those rich young snobs.
No, I'm not going, but if you don't move out of my way...
Then what if I don't, huh? Come on now. Hey, what are you crying for? I didn't do nothing. I was just trying to...
Please let me back.
Hey, I want to explain. I was only kidding. What goes on here? I was only kidding her, and I wanted to explain.
Some of them ain't got no sense of humor, son.
Is that you, Miranda? Yes, Mother. Oh, darling, at last. Miranda, don't ever do this to me again. What, Mother? Coming home so late. But I phoned you from downtown. Oh, that was hours ago. Well, I'm sorry. I took a walk in the park. It's such a beautiful day. I don't much like your taking walks in the park, dear. It's full of, well, not very nice people. They don't seem unnice to me, Mother. Darling, you're too young to understand certain things. You just have to take my word for it. Yes. You like my new gown? It's beautiful. Hello, Father.
Miranda. How are you, dear?
Darling.
Daughter?
Wilson, you like my new dress?
Love it. Why, you're the most exciting-looking woman.
Oh, darling, please.
Is this what you're going to wear tonight?
Mm-hmm. Think the mayor might be impressed?
Mm-hmm. If he doesn't forget his glasses.
Hello? Yes, Miranda. Who is this, please? Oh, just a moment. It's for you, dear. Thank you. Who is it? He wouldn't give his name. Hello? Who? Oh. Well, just drop it in the mailbox, please. No, you can't. I don't want you to. Just mail it, please. What was that? Nothing, Mother. What do you mean, nothing?
Darling, you mustn't have secrets. We're your parents.
Well, it's really nothing, Father. I lost my library card when I called you this afternoon, and this boy was in the bar. Bar? Do you mean to tell me you went into a bar to make a phone call? It was the only phone I could find, Mother. I knew you'd be worried. Really, Miranda, when will you ever grow up? Anytime you let me, Mother. What do you want?
Here's your card.
You could have mailed it.
I know it, but I wanted to deliver it in person.
Why?
Well, I wanted to tell you how sorry I was about what happened this morning. It won't happen again. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Goodbye, Miranda.
But what's your name?
It's Jerry. Jerry Dunn, that's my name.
You're cold.
Yeah, but that's nothing. I'm used to it.
Your teeth are chattering and... Please, come in.
It's just like an ad. Do you live here all the time? You know, I mean, on the weekdays, too?
This is my home.
Oh, yeah. It's real nice.
Won't you come into the living room? Would you like to sit down?
Well, maybe I shouldn't. I might get it all dirty.
Don't talk like that.
Okay. This is nice and cozy. It's like a reserved seat in a movie. And you're the show.
Can I offer you something? Some tea or hot chocolate? Would you like some hot chocolate?
Yeah, I'd like some hot chocolate.
It won't take a minute. I'm glad you said hot chocolate because it's already made. I'll put a couple of marshmallows in. I always put marshmallows in hot chocolate. Funny what silly habits you can get into. Well, I'll just put the cups on the tray and you can help yourself. For a minute, I thought...
You thought what?
Nothing. Come sit and have your chocolate.
Boy, this is good. I always drink coffee. You wouldn't believe this, but this is only the second cup of chocolate I had in my whole life. The first time, I was a little kid, I remember, and it was a birthday treat. Hey, what day's today?
The 25th.
The day after tomorrow's my birthday again. Isn't that funny?
Yes. Why don't you have some cookies?
Yeah. Boy, that walking, it always gives me an appetite. Hey, ain't that your old man there?
Yes. But he's not an old man.
Well, maybe not. What I meant was he was your old man. I think I've seen him someplace before. Isn't he a big shot lawyer on the city council?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a big job. Could I have a smoke?
Of course.
I forgot to stop and buy some.
But you forgot to eat your dinner, too. And your overcoat. You probably forgot to take a bus and walked all the way here.
Okay, so I haven't got any money, and I'm broke. And I come over here because I knew you were going to be alone tonight, and I want to hit you on top of that stupid head of yours. Now, why don't you get on the phone and call the police? Go ahead, why don't you?
Because I know you didn't come here to rob me.
How do you know? Look at me. You can see I'm no good.
When I asked your name, you told me.
I could have given you a phony name.
But you didn't. You came here because you wanted to see me. Why do you want to spoil it? You said this morning I had a trim little figure, that my hair crackled when I put a comb to it.
How do you know that this morning I wasn't feeding you a fast line because I saw all the money in your purse?
Because I'm a woman. I prefer to believe you were telling the truth then.
Truth? Me tell the truth? You ask anybody that knows me if they can believe a word I say. You know what they'll tell you? They'll tell you that they don't even trust me with giving them the time of the day.
Why are you telling me these awful things, Mr. Dunn?
Mr. Dunn. Holy smokes. Mister.
If you just wanted inside this house, well, you're inside now. Why don't you hit me over the head and grab everything you can? Here, take this. It seemed to appeal to you. You can take everything in the house, and I won't even call the police. Well, why don't you? You think you're tough. You said yourself you're no good.
You shut up. All my life, everybody's telling me how no good I am. I know I'm no good. Ever since I get out of that reform school,
Why were you sent there?
I stole a watch off some kid in school. Anyhow, when I get out, my friends wouldn't even talk to me. You know why? Because they weren't allowed to.
About your birthday, Jerry. Would you like to go out with me?
Come on, you don't mean that.
We could go to a movie, have a nice dinner together.
Sure, it's nothing too expensive for Jerry Dunn.
Well, Or we could just go for a walk. And talk.
What will we talk about?
What do friends usually talk about?
Friends? Okay.
Well, at least we had a nice drive.
Oh, hello, Mother.
Hello, Miranda.
You're home early. Is anything wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. The mayor couldn't be there.
He's ill, so they canceled the dinner.
This is Jerry Dunn, the gentleman who returned my library card.
Are you?
Oh, the young man from the bar. Do you work there?
No.
Oh, just sort of hang around, as they say. Well, it was awfully kind of you to bother. Here, buy yourself a drink. Don't you want it?
Well, I didn't do it for a tip, Mrs. Applelaud. I was just trying to make a play for your daughter because I like the way she's built. She's a doll.
Jerry. Jerry, I'm awfully sorry.
Just forget it.
What about your birthday?
Forget that, too. Forget the whole thing. Gilby?
Yeah, what now?
How about a smoke?
Okay. Hey, what's got into you since yesterday?
It's nothing.
Hello, Jerry.
What do you want?
I want to wish you a happy birthday.
Okay, thanks, but it ain't till tomorrow.
But it'll be tomorrow in a few hours. I don't think I can wait that long. I have to get back home.
Sneaked out when they weren't looking, huh?
Yes. Couldn't we sit down for a minute?
No, we better go outside. You know, you shouldn't be here.
Why?
Well, it's not healthy for you to be seen with me.
I don't care.
But I do. So you better go.
Many happy returns, Jerry.
What's that?
Well, open it.
I don't want it.
We can at least look and see what it is. Do you like it?
It's all gold. It must have cost a lot.
I wanted you to have it.
Why?
So that people can ask you for the time of the day.
Okay, ask me.
What's the time, Jerry?
It's too late, Miranda.
I'll put it on. Good night, Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
What do you want?
Nothing. Just drop by to say hello.
So now you said it.
Why do you have to be so unfriendly?
Look, you've been circling around me for years, as if you were worried I'm going to make a slip. Only you're not really worried. You're just waiting for me to fall flat on my face. But I'm not going to oblige you.
Where'd you buy this?
It was a present from a friend.
I'm relieved, Jerry. There are so many robberies on the books, I wouldn't like to see you get mixed up in one of them. So if you'll just tell me the name and address of your friend, we'll be all squared away.
It's none of your business.
You know it is. Unless you come up with a name, it won't work, so let's have it.
I got no comments for you.
Look, Either you tell me and we'll be pals again, or you'll come with me.
I ain't telling you nothing.
All right, Jerry, if that's the way you feel. Come on. Come on.
Hello. Gilby's bar.
I'd like to speak to Jerry Dunn, please.
Who's calling?
A friend. I just want to wish him a happy birthday.
Well, it isn't going to be. He was just picked up by the cops.
Well, why? What did he do?
Well, he had a very fancy watch on him, and he wouldn't tell where he got it. It's down at headquarters, I guess.
Thank you.
Miranda? Miranda? I saw your light on, and I wondered... Where are you going at this hour?
I'm going downtown, Father. Please don't try to stop me.
But, Miranda, you can't
Wilson, what is it? What are you two doing? The boy who was here last night's been arrested. I have to go to the police. The police? Miranda?
Why would you go to the police? What could you do there?
They found a valuable watch on him. I gave it to him for his birthday.
What?
Oh, Miranda, how could you? I'll explain later. I have to go now.
You stay here and listen to me.
There's no use yelling at me, Father.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miranda. I know you mean well. But you just don't know what you're doing. You can't go to the police. Think of the headlines. They'll say Abelard's daughter is giving away watches to thieves. Oh, Mother. Think, Miranda. Your father's an important man. He has enemies. He's vulnerable. Think.
I am thinking of Jerry in jail.
Let's not over-dramatize it. We don't know that he's in jail. All he has to do is tell them where he got the watch.
Don't worry, Father. He won't tell.
We'll soon find out.
Look, Jerry, why should we torture each other when we could live happily ever after? Just give me the name, will you? I'm getting awfully tired.
Then why don't you go to bed?
Lieutenant Manson speaking. Oh, hello, Mr. Abelard. Yes, he is. Why?
I'm interested in the case. I see. Well, I'll come down first thing in the morning. Thank you, Lieutenant.
You see, I told you.
Yes, you did. But don't worry, I'll get him out anyway. You'll see that your father has a few tricks up his sleeve.
But that's not what he needs. Tricks he knows. Now he's innocent and he's got to be released because he hasn't done anything, not because of your tricks.
What you call tricks, Miranda, are perfectly legitimate procedures.
But he's not waiting for legal procedure. He's waiting for me.
I'm sure this isn't the first time he's been arrested.
Maybe not. But this time he's there because he's trying to protect me. And you too, Mother. Don't you see? Here we are doing absolutely nothing.
Your father's trying to do something constructive.
Constructive for whom? Do you think it's constructive for him if I let him down? Is that the right thing to do? Just because people may gossip? Oh, what am I going to do, Daddy? What am I going to do?
Is what happens to him that important to you?
Well, what does it matter? You're not doing it for me. You're doing it for him because he's a human being.
You may not understand this, darling, but I can't do it for him. I'm a human being, too. I'm doing it for you. We'll go to the police together.
I love you, Daddy.
All right, so you didn't steal it, so somebody gave it to you. Now tell me this. Why would anybody give you a watch like this? Because you got beautiful eyes?
Yeah, because I got beautiful eyes, that's right.
Don't tell me it was a dame.
I ain't telling you nothing.
A woman?
Yeah, just to be sociable.
Who gave you the watch?
I ain't smoking.
Hello, Lieutenant.
Mr. Abelard, how are you?
Hello, Jerry.
You little dope.
Lieutenant, I'm representing Mr. Dunn here. I don't think you can hold him.
You got a writ?
This is my daughter, Miranda. Go ahead, tell him.
Jerry's a friend of mine. I gave him the watch for his birthday. Here's the sales slip. I bought it today.
I see.
May I talk to you a moment alone?
Certainly, right in here.
You can go home soon, Jerry.
Yeah, I'll be glad to get out of here.
When am I going to see you again?
Why do you want to see me, Miranda? Didn't I cause you enough trouble?
We're friends, aren't we?
Yeah, sure, we're friends.
On the way here, my father said he'd get you a job if you like.
That's real nice of your father.
You don't seem very happy about it. What's wrong?
Well, what do you want me to say, Miranda? Look at me, I'm reformed. You think if I go to work and save my money and buy all new clothes and everything, I'll be full of good, clean fun and smell like violets? It ain't that easy. I'm still Jerry Dunn with a lot of bad memories that you just can't wash right down the sink and be through with it. They ain't very pretty memories, but that's all I got this minute.
Is it? Is it all?
No, there's something else since tonight.
What's that, Jerry?
I used to think if you had brown hair and brown eyes and were born with a no-good soul, that's the way you were all your life. But that ain't so.
Well, Miranda, everything's all straightened out. You just have to sign this paper. Jerry, you're free to go. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Mr. Appleline.
And if you want to see me about a job, just drop in at my office anytime.
Thank you.
Here's your watch, Jerry. Sorry for all the trouble.
No trouble. It's a pleasure. Good night, Miranda.
Good night, Jerry.
Chemical research come the thousands of products that contribute to better living. The DuPont Company, maker of better things for better living through chemistry, presents the DuPont Cavalcade Theater, dramatic stories of people who were a part of the Cavalcade of America.
About a man who is neither famous nor important, but he is real, and what happened to him is important. His name is John Stanishevsky. This is his true story. The facts are documented in official government files. 8 million people, August 1944. 8 million people busy with a war. Too busy to notice a lonely girl on a busy street.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, miss.
Oh,
I didn't mean that.
it's all right. It was my fault, really. I'm not used to this thing yet.
Clumsy. Are you sure you're all right?
I'm all right.
Let me help you. Get you off the street.
Well, I've seen them leave the place like that, but I've never seen anyone carried into it.
Are you sure you're all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Sure.
I'm all right.
I knocked her down. Can you imagine? So clumsy. I bumped into her and knocked her down.
Ah, it's a lot nicer in here than out on the hot street. And you both look warm enough to welcome a cold beer. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Come along.
Who are you?
I'm nobody.
That can't be.
Why not?
I'm nobody.
You look like somebody.
I used to be a long time ago. Thank you. My name is John Stanishevsky.
I'm Dolly. Dolly Fogarty.
Pleased to know you, Dolly.
How do you do?
You always use this, Dolly?
I have a bone infection in my foot. It doesn't seem to want to get well.
It's too bad.
Mr. Stan... John. Why aren't you somebody anymore?
Seems I'm a man nobody wants.
What does that mean?
Means I'm a man without a country. You know, a stateless alien, they call it. I've just been released from Ellis Island. That's where I've been the past couple months.
Why? What have you done?
Nothing, but this has been going on for 7 years, you know, in and out of Ellis Island.
Well, I don't understand.
Well, Dolly, it started a long time ago. I'm a seaman in the Merchant Marine. But when I first come to this country as a boy, they stamped my shipping papers American. You know, because I spoke English. And I thought, that's enough. That made me American.
Well, aren't you an American citizen?
No, I found out later that I wasn't. And I made one big mistake by swearing I was. So they said I committed perjury and put me in jail for 1 year.
Well, you're out now. Can you apply for citizenship?
No use.
Well, but it was a mistake. You didn't know.
I was convicted. That's all law cares about.
I don't believe that. I believe the law's designed to help people, not to harm them. Well, what are you doing now?
I'm sailing ammunition runs now. You know, carrying troops back and forth. They call me Indestructible John because I've been torpedoed so much.
You've been on ships that were sunk?
6 times. And for this, Dolly, they say that maybe when the war's over, they won't deport me.
Oh, of course they won't. You'll see. They'll straighten everything out for you.
I don't know. One little man. There's so many people in this big country to keep track of. One man can be so easily forgotten or lost.
There must be something we can do.
We?
I'd like to help you.
I don't think anyone can help me.
Will you let me try?
You have so much trouble of your own. I should help you.
That was really something.
Pretty good dinner, huh?
Best I ever tasted.
I learned to fix this meal in Hong Kong. Now, tomorrow night, I'm going to fix you a meal that's very popular in Bombay.
I may never get to see how the rest of the world lives, but in these past few weeks, I've certainly seen how they eat.
Well, someday I'm going to take you to all these places, too, Dolly, that I sailed. And it's such a big world. It's so wonderful and strange, too. Now, first, I'll take you on a trip. Nah, it's no good.
It's all right to dream, John.
When the war is over, no one will care. I'm cut for the rest of my life.
That's not true. You have as much right to live in peace and dignity as anyone else.
No one will want me. No one.
I'll want you. Always. And I'll always need you.
Did you know what you were saying?
Yes. I'm asking you to ask me to marry you. I know I'm handicapped, but I have a dream, too, and a belief. Together we can do anything.
Dolly, I can't ask you to marry me. I can't. They may throw me in jail again, or maybe even deport me, Dolly.
No, they can't. You're a war hero, and we'll never let them forget that.
Dolly, you have so much strength.
Faith. But first things first, and what you need first is a good Irish wife. Well, you haven't asked me.
Dolly. Dolly.
Yes. We were married one morning in a neighborhood church, away for a while from the crowd, from the war, almost from life itself. Our only tie to the roaring city was Father Dunn and Mr. O'Shaughnessy from the little bar. The first links in our chain of hearts. For a honeymoon, we toured the world on a plate. Every meal was a strange and exotic dish, and while we ate, John drew word pictures of the cities beyond the sea. But one day,
Dolly, there's no coffee.
I thought I got some.
None here. And if I leave now, I can't guarantee the meal. Would you go down and get some?
Sure, I'll go. John, give me the cane. You know I can't walk without it.
You can, Dolly. The doctor says your leg is well and you can walk.
But I can't.
Dolly, believe me, you can. Now you can take your time because dinner won't be ready for a while anyhow. Well, that didn't take long, did it?
John, you were right. I can walk. All I need is your love. John lived through the violence and the lost days on the broad, lonely ocean. Victory came. VE Day. VJ Day. The war was ended. For everyone but John and me. Our war was just beginning.
Okay, next.
Stanishevsky, John.
Step out. Let me have your paper, Stanishevsky. What's this?
It's my sailing permit.
It's expired. Where are your other papers, your discharge papers, sailing orders?
Well, I don't have any other papers. You see, they were lost.
Lost?
Yeah, at sea when my ship was sunk.
You're an alien without papers, Stanishevsky. You can't go ashore.
Well, now, look, if I could go ashore, maybe I could get some papers.
Sorry, it's against regulations. This man mustn't leave ship.
Hey, wait now. My wife, we live here right in the city. I fought for this country.
You'll have a fair hearing, Stanishevsky.
When?
That's not my department. We'll get word to your wife. I'll see to it.
Oh, darling. What is it? Why are they doing this to you?
Dolly, it's like I told you. They don't need me anymore.
That isn't true. They'll be grateful once they find out who you are and what you've done.
Well, how will I get off the ship to tell them?
I'll tell them. You gave me back my legs, and I'll walk for you wherever I have to.
Dolly, you never should have married.
Of course I should. And I did.
I got some dinner for you.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We have friends. We'll be all right.
There's more. I baked a pie for you.
We'll be all right.
For the time being, Mrs. Stanishevsky, your husband will have to keep sailing back and forth across the ocean. He can't get off the ship.
Dolly, please get me off this ship. I'll go crazy just sailing, not being able to set foot ashore in America or even France. No one wants me.
I can't get him off the ship, but I can help him get a hearing.
Thank you so much.
Of course, you understand that if it goes against him, he'll be confined to Ellis Island until the deportation hearing.
Ellis Island? You mean he can't stay home with me?
I'm afraid not. It's the law.
The law.
You may begin. Your Honor, the case against John Stanishevsky is fairly conclusive. That will be for me to decide. Of course, Your Honor. As you can see by the records in the case, there's no immigration visa, no passport, no naturalization papers. In fact, very little data of any kind concerning his background. There's also a prison term indicated for perjury, declaring himself to be a citizen. He's been tried once for that offense. We shall not try him again. Naturally not, Your Honor. I've studied the facts of this case very carefully. I'm much more impressed with this man's war record than anything else that these papers might tell me. While it's true we must abide by the law, there are times when we must also temper the law with humanity. John Stanishevsky, will you please rise? What do you have to say for yourself?
I am an American.
What do you wish done with this man? He's being detained pending a deportation hearing.
Born in Poland, they don't want him. Lived in Germany, they won't take him. Last point of embarkation, Cherbourg, France. They have no reason to admit him.
We're studying the case, Your Honor, in an attempt to get him admitted to one of these countries. I'm most concerned over the helpless status of this petitioner. He's a human being who has a right to be someplace other than aboard a ship which for him never reaches home. Until the place of deportation is decided upon, I order John Stanishevsky's release. Please come to my chambers. I'd like to talk to you both. I must warn you, Mr. and Mrs. Stanishevsky, that your victory here today was only a small one. Life as an alien without a quota number has very little security. Each month, you must report to immigration. You won't be able to ship out of the country. Any job to be found is subject to 30% income tax. There's only one thing you can do. One thing that you must do. And it's a tough one.
I think I know what you're going to say, Judge Burton.
I think you do, Mrs. Stanishevsky. Your husband must fight for his citizenship.
Do you think, Your Honor, that we have a chance?
Yes, you have a chance. But you're going to need a lot more help than almost anyone has a right to expect.
We'll find it.
I hope so. I'm suggesting a man named Harold Johnson.
in the Naturalization Office. He'll help you. Go and see him. In the meantime, my office is open every day. My home number's in the telephone book. If you need me, please call day or night.
I want to thank you, but I don't know how.
Good luck.
Thank you.
What you'll be required to do is pretty staggering. You can't hire anyone to do it for you. There isn't enough money to hire anyone to do what you two must do.
Whatever it is, we'll do it.
You must retrace almost every step that John has taken in the last 30 years. To establish registry, you must duplicate all the papers that were lost, and even some that John never even bothered to collect. You must duplicate all the shipping orders, all the discharge papers, all the visas. Get affidavits from landlords, employers, friends.
But you mean right from the very beginning?
Ever since you first came to the United States.
But that's not possible.
We'll do it. We began our walk back through the years, along the thousands of miles of shoreline ports John had sailed into, where he lived and embarked. Boston, Baltimore, Newport, Savannah, Mobile, New Orleans, Galveston, San Diego, San Pedro, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle. As we walked back through time, time still went forward with us. The world aged and we aged with it. We worked when we could, at anything. We went without food often. Our savings never went beyond the next bus fare. But wherever we went, we added new names to our chain of hearts. We talked to shipping clerks and landlords about folks who were alive and people who were dead. We even had to find a name in a cemetery. It was 1953. We were back in New York. It had taken years, but at last we had gathered together all of the documents we needed. Now it was time to see a lawyer.
I can't believe it. I just can't believe it.
It took us years, Mr. Mormon.
Sometimes we almost gave up. It took so long.
That's the incredible part of it, really. If it had taken you less time, all this would have been valueless. You see, until this year, there was a law. No deportable alien could ever be a citizen. There's been an amendment to the law. It's possible now.
Mr. Johnson didn't tell us.
I know why he never told you, or I can guess. No just cause is hopeless. If he had told you about it, he might have given up the fight. Now we're in business.
Mr. Mormon, about the money, I must tell you that we're not...
Later, when John sails again.
Thank you.
That's very nice.
You're very welcome.
The next heart in the chain belonged to a top immigration official.
I can't believe this, Mr. Mormon. You must have had a network of very efficient staff members to compile such a volume of data.
Well, your compliment is misdirected, sir. I had nothing to do with it. Mr. and Mrs. Stanishevsky did it themselves.
Why, that must have taken at least 5 years.
8.
I'm recommending you for a final hearing. But I must caution you. There's always delay. With this amount of material, it may take a year or more.
We've lived with delay. We'll wait.
Everything goes so slow. How much longer we have to wait, Dolly?
John, you must be patient.
Patience? I have no more patience. There must be somebody who can help us. Some way to make things go faster.
There is.
What are you going to do?
Write a letter.
Who to?
The President. Dear Mr. President, I have a problem. It is a big problem, and I hope that you will graciously find time to consider it. In the last 8 years, my husband and I have worked tirelessly with the Immigration Department. He has received a recommendation for citizenship, and a naturalization date was to have been set. There's been a delay. Why, we don't know. John has served this country well in the war. He was a seaman and carried troops and ammunition. He cannot sail any longer because he has no papers. I'm sure that with just one word from you, we could find the happiness we seek. President Eisenhower sent my letter to the Immigration Department in Washington with a recommendation to expedite. On March the 8th, 1954, John appeared for his final hearing in the court presided over by Judge Sugarman. March the 8th was also the feast day of St. John of God, my John's name saint. I was certain nothing could go wrong.
Will the new citizens to be rise, please? Is John Stanishevsky present?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Mr. Stanishevsky, will you please remain seated until the other petitioners are sworn in? Please rise. I've read your case thoroughly, Mr. Stanishevsky. I should like to ask you only one question. Why do you wish to become an American?
How could John possibly find the words? How could he say that despite everything that had happened to him, through all the years of struggle and despair, he had found the heart of America?
I don't know how to say it. I feel that I have never been anything else. I am an American.
Petition granted.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then my John was sworn in as a citizen of the United States. Not as part of the crowd, but alone. With our friends, our chain of hearts, some of the many untiring people who made possible the happiest moment of my life.
And now, here is this week's story of DuPont Chemistry.
Willard, are you in the parlor? I've told you time and again to stay out of this room.
Yes, Mother. Time was, the parlor was a very special place. More a room for things than for people. The door was closed to keep the children out. The blinds were drawn to keep sunlight from fading the draperies. The windows were shut to keep out dust. The materials soiled easily. Cleaning was a problem. But now, look what's happened to the parlor. It's become a living room in the true sense of the word, a room for the whole family. Of course, there are a lot of things responsible for the change, and the changes are apparent in many ways. Take the fabrics, for instance. The fibers they're made from didn't exist in the days of the old family parlor, but ever since chemists developed them, they've been doing a lot to change our way of living.
Say, didn't you just wash those curtains this morning?
Yes, but they're made with Dacron. That's why they dry so quickly. And I almost never iron them.
Remember how your mother used to stretch her curtains?
Indeed I do. And what a job.
Mother, Freddie's good as grape juice.
Oh, Freddie.
Gee, Mom, I'm sorry.
It's lucky for you, young man, that the rug is made with nylon, and the stain will come out easily. Now go and get a sponge and some soap and water.
Yes, Mother.
Young lady, if my mother had seen me with my feet on the sofa.
But, Dad, times have changed.
Well, good manners haven't.
Father's right. But fortunately, this sofa, upholstered with a fabric made of nylon, will take plenty of hard wear. It will clean just as easily as this nylon rug. When the spot is dry, no one would ever know anything had been spilled. The curtains made of Dacron polyester fiber will resist the effect of sunlight and stay crisp-looking longer. Now, of course, the parlor hasn't changed into a room for living just because DuPont chemists developed their man-made fibers. But these new fibers have played a part in changing many of the things that we wear and use. And that's because chemists and engineers have created fibers with brand new advantages that contribute to your better living. Day after day, in DuPont Laboratories, research goes on to find ways to add still more improvements to these man-made fibers so that they will serve you even better. These fibers for modern living: rayon, acetate, nylon, Orlon acrylic fiber, and Dacron polyester fiber are among DuPont's better things for better living through chemistry.
We invite you to be with us again next week when the DuPont Company of Wilmington, Delaware will again present the DuPont Cavalcade Theater.
You want to work for me, kid?
I want to get rich. I hear you're the guy I can do it with.
Where'd you hear that?
From him. We did some talking.
I met him a few times at the Nemo bar, boss. I figured maybe we could use one like him around here.
You bet you can.
You talk big, kid. But my operations don't run on talk. What did you ever do?
I worked with Lefty Mason for 2 years, heisting stores.
What else?
I drove stolen cars to California. They got me on that. I spent a year in a federal reformatory at Chillicothe.
When'd you get out?
6 months ago. I was in New York passing queer, but I wasn't getting anywhere. That's why I want to work for you. I want to make the big time. And I'll do anything to rate it.
I ain't an easy guy to work for, Ames. I do a lot of different things.
I didn't say I wanted it easy. I just want the dough.
Okay, you start Monday.
To all appearances, it was a simple, routine conversation. The hiring of one member of the underworld by another. And yet, out of this meeting between the racketeer, Herb Carey, and the youth, Frank Ames, developed one of the most unusual situations ever faced by this department. And now, in my role as chief of the United States Secret Service, I want to tell you how the hiring of this new man involved the service in a problem which concerned both counterfeiting and murder. This is Treasury File 4826, United States Secret Service. The case of the deadly dilemma.
Well, 60, 70, 80. You did a nice week's work, kid.
That's chicken feed. How long you gonna keep me on your lousy numbers collections anyhow?
You're making money, ain't you?
Yeah, but this kind of dough I used to make rolling drunks.
You don't like it, you could leave.
What kind of an answer is that? I'm hungry. You know I'm hungry. Give me a chance to get my teeth into something.
Like what?
What about the green? Why don't you let me in on that?
Look, kid, you've been doing all right with me so far. I like you. Don't spoil it by pressing, huh?
Yeah? Yeah, this is Chester. For you, boss, the Ogden dame.
Hello. Yeah, I've been waiting for you to make up your mind. What's the answer?
Okay, I'll do anything you say. I'll split the dough with you, 50-50. Only you gotta take care of everything.
I said I would, didn't I? Now relax. I got a couple of things to take care of downtown, then Chester and me will drop by and see you. Right.
She going through with it?
Yeah, it looks that way. We gotta find somebody to handle it. Let's get downtown. Oh, wait a minute. You know the code. Get the accounts of the numbers boys up to date.
Could I work here? I don't want to carry this around with me.
Just don't touch nothing.
The Rivers Paper Company, eh? Well, what's the connection, Dalton? Does Ames think that the Carey outfit might be getting their paper there?
Well, he wasn't sure, sir. He was just reporting on what he found in Carey's desk and passing it on for what it was worth. He's still having trouble getting information.
Well, that's to be expected on an assignment like this. Undercover work takes time. You can't rush it. However, it looks as if we're on the right track.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, Chief. Ames has heard plenty of talk in the outfit about a counterfeiting operation, but it seems to be, well, a special setup. A separate unit of Carey's organization.
And he's had no indication so far as to where it might be located or what jobbers are distributing the counterfeit bills?
No, sir. The new tens are still showing up in a widely scattered pattern. So far, we haven't been able to pick up any passers.
What about the fives?
Activity's died down a little. They might be getting ready to print up a new batch.
All right, Dalton, keep me informed on all new developments with Ames and run down this lead on the Rivers Paper Company. It may be a good one. Upon investigation by Agent Dalton, the Rivers Paper Company was found to be a legitimate corporation engaged in the manufacture of stationery of all kinds. Dalton obtained samples of the various bonds which the Rivers Company manufactured and sent them on to Washington for analysis. It was here that an important discovery was made. One of the samples was found to be the identical bond number paper used in the counterfeit $10 bills. Upon receipt of this information, Dalton began an immediate investigation of all the companies and individual buyers who had purchased bond numbers XB42 from the Rivers Company in the past 6 months. And one of them, the Acme Engineering Corporation, proved to be non-existent. Checking with the shipping foreman at the Rivers Company, Dalton then learned that the so-called Acme Corporation had always picked up its own orders with its own truck and its own driver. And after searching through the files of criminals with counterfeiting records, the foreman was able to identify this truck driver as George Troy, An ex-convict whose present whereabouts were unknown.
If we're going ahead with a new batch, you'll have to let me know.
Keep your shirt on, George. I'll get in touch with you as soon as I've lined up the buyers. And listen, I'll call you. Right.
Who's George?
He works for me.
Yeah, another one of your operations, huh?
Maybe.
You're full of them, ain't you? When are you gonna start using me on one of these shakes? You keep promising to let me in on one of your counterfeiting deals, but you never do anything about it. How about a little action, huh?
That's what I'm saving you for. Action. As a matter of fact, I got a job for you if you could handle it. You make the grade on this one and you could write your own ticket with me.
What's the deal? You know I ain't never chickened out on you yet, have I? What do you got in mind?
I want you to take care of somebody for me. For $1,000.
What?
You wanted to prove what a hotshot you were. Okay. This is it.
You mean you want me to rub somebody out?
Yeah, that's what I said. What's the matter? Don't you like the idea? I thought you had nerve.
Well, sure, but this ain't exactly my line, Jerry.
Shouldn't be too tough to handle if it's done right, especially for a guy like you that ain't even known around here. Cops wouldn't be on you in a million years.
I don't know about that, Jerry.
Okay. You got cold feet, say so. I'll get somebody else to handle it. Except this is the end of the line as far as I'm concerned. You don't do this job for me, you don't work here anymore.
Well, now, wait a minute.
Now, look, kid. I don't like four flushes. You got something on the ball, you go places with me. If it's just a lot of talk, I don't want you around here.
I didn't say that I wouldn't do it. It's just that it came at me all of a sudden, like, that's all. Give me a chance to think it over, will you?
Okay. You got until tomorrow morning. There's your hat. Beat it.
Well, it's almost incredible, Dalton. Kerry actually wants Ames to commit a murder for him. He came right out and said so in that many words.
He offered him $1,000, and Ames has until tomorrow morning to make up his mind. Either he takes the deal or he doesn't work for Kerry anymore.
Well, what's the story? Who does Kerry want killed?
Well, he wouldn't say, sir. That's what makes it tough. If Ames backs out now, Kerry will probably get somebody else to do the job. And if Ames stays, well, you can see what kind of a spot he's in.
Well, I'm afraid he's going to have to stay, Dalton. We still haven't anywhere near enough information to move in on Kerry. And if Ames does pull out now, he'll not only lose all those weeks of work, but somebody will be murdered, and we don't know who that somebody is.
All right, Chief. I'll tell Ames he'll have to stay. But in a spot like this, he's sure going to have to walk a tightrope.
Well, what's it gonna be? Are you in or out? What's the story?
Well, I'm here, ain't I? It's gonna be in.
Good boy, Frankie. I know you had nerve, now this proves it. From now on, you and me are gonna get along just fine.
Quit soft-soaping me, will you? I'm only doing this for one reason, that's the dough. Now, who's this guy you want me to knock off? What's his name?
Guy by the name of Ogden. Come on, I'll take you over to his apartment. Introduce you to his wife.
There it is.
You sure this is a good picture of your husband?
I told you it was taken 6 months ago. What did you guys have to come here for anyhow? I could have sent a picture.
Take it easy, Molly. The kid's got to do this thing right. He's got to know what your husband does all day, where he goes.
Why don't you just stop talking about it? I don't want to know anything that's going on. I don't even want to know who's doing it.
You want the insurance, don't you? That's what you're paying me for, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Then tell Ames everything he wants to know. Where your husband works, when he leaves the house, what time he gets home.
He doesn't work. He's been sick for 2 years now, ever since he got out of jail. All he can do is just sit around the house or go out for a walk, maybe. I gotta do all the work. For 2 years now, I gotta treat him like a baby. I gotta buy his food and his clothes. Sling hash 12 hours a day so he can live maybe a couple years more. It's a lot to do for a guy you don't even love anymore.
How come your husband went to jail?
Forging checks. What difference does it make anyhow? Look, why don't you guys just get out of here and leave me alone? Just tell me when it's all done, will you?
How long do you figure it'll take, Frankie?
All I gotta do this my own way. I ain't gonna just walk out in the street and plug somebody. I gotta pick my own time and place. After all, we're all in on this together. And nobody wants to get cut, so I better do it right.
Okay, kid, do it your own way. Only I want it done fast. I want it done real fast.
And you still haven't found out anything about this man, George Troy, or the counterfeiting operation, huh?
Nothing you can really pin down. Kerry's getting ready to make a new batch of 10s. I found out that much. But where or when or who else is in on the deal, I still don't know. In the meantime, I'm sitting on a bomb.
Well, stall him as long as you can. But don't get hurt. We'll keep you covered.
Why? Give me one excuse why you haven't done it yet. You've been on this thing 10 days now, and all I hear from you is alibis.
Look, I'm just as anxious to get it over with as you are.
Well, why don't you do something about it? Yesterday you had something all figured out. Today you don't like it. 3 days ago it was the same thing. How many times you gonna figure this job before you do it?
It ain't that easy, I tell you. He don't go out at night. And all day long he sits around the house, reading.
Okay, stop giving me excuses. I told you I wanted this job done real fast. Now go on over to Molly's place, figure something out. She said she's got an idea for you.
Molly's got an idea?
You heard me. Go on over there. She's waiting for you up on the roof.
He comes up here all the time, especially these hot summer nights. He's got this birdhouse up here. Comes up to leave food for the birds. Sometimes you don't get back to the apartment till 10, 11 o'clock.
So what do you want me to do? Shoot him up here? Where anybody on these other roofs can hear the shot and come a-running? I never make it down to the street.
I didn't say you had to shoot him. 6 flights up.
I don't get it.
Oh, for crying out loud, do I have to tell you everything? You were supposed to do this all by yourself. Now I gotta show you every move.
Maybe I figured you didn't want it done. Maybe I figured I was doing you a favor.
Well, I do. I just can't stand this waiting around anymore. Seeing him every day, having him look at me like I was somebody that was helping him.
They might go through with it, Molly. How you gonna feel after it's all over?
You leave me alone. I want it this way. Look, I want some kind of a life. Every time you put it off, Look, the guy is sick. He gets dizzy spells. All he'd have to do is come up here some night when nobody's around and... Well, it could happen like that, couldn't it? All you'd have to do is just... With just one little push.
Molly, what are you doing up here? I thought you were at the movies.
Well, I changed my mind. Seth, this here's a friend of mine from the diner. His name is Frankie.
Pleased to meet you, Frankie. Nice up here, ain't it?
Yeah?
I come up here to feed the birds. I've got a whole family of robins in here. Little ones are just learning to fly.
Well, I gotta go, Molly.
Well, what's your rush? Why don't you stay up here and talk to Seth a while? You'd like some company, wouldn't you, Seth?
Sure. I don't get much chance to talk to people. Why don't you stay up here, Molly? I hardly see you anymore.
Well, I'm awful tired, Seth. I think I'll go get ready for bed.
Nice night, ain't it?
Yeah, great.
24 hours is all I'm giving you. 24 more hours to do this job or else you're pulling out of here. And you better pull out of here fast.
I don't know why you're getting so excited, Kerry. I couldn't take a chance last night. There were 3 guys on a roof right across the street, just standing there and watching. If I'd have pushed the guy, they would have seen the whole thing.
Just 24 hours, Frankie, and I ain't fooling. Answer that.
Hello? Yeah, Chester, he's here.
What are you bothering me for? I thought I told George not to call me. Well, you call him back and tell him I'll let him know. Yeah, he's in room 261.
What's up?
None of your business. Nothing's your business until Ogden gets it, you understand? Just remember, Frankie, 24 hours.
On the hunch that the name George, which Carrie had mentioned on the phone, might possibly be George Troy, the truck driver who had picked up the paper supplies from the Rivers Paper Company, Ames telephoned Agent Dalton and notified him that George Troy might possibly be staying at a local hotel in room 261, the room which Carrie had spoken of. Immediately, Dalton went to work, calling every listed hotel in the local area, and at each asking for room 261 and a man named Georgie.
Yeah? Yeah, this is Georgie. Who are you?
It's Frankie Ames, Georgie. I joined Carrie's outfit about 6 weeks ago. Didn't the boss ever mention my name to you? Well, don't make no difference.
Having discovered the whereabouts of George Troy, Agent Dalton immediately assigned 2 men to keep Troy under constant surveillance. Other agents of the Secret Service were posted at the Rivers Paper Company, where Troy ordered a new supply of paper after talking with Agent Dalton.
Hello?
Hello, Ames. Dalton. It worked. We located Troy at the Sussex Hotel, and we've got him under surveillance. You better watch your step. There may be trouble.
Okay, thanks.
Who was that?
It was just a friend of mine, some guy I was in stir with. What's the idea of the gun, Kerry? The way I come barging in here a few minutes ago, you think I'd blown up City Hall.
Maybe you have. Let's go, kid.
Ain't you gonna tell me what's up?
Sure. George Troy called. Says you phoned him.
I don't get it. I didn't call any George Troy. I don't even know the guy. It don't make sense.
Don't make sense to me either, except for one thing. You're trying to set up some kind of a trap.
For who? What kind of a guy you think I am?
You really want to know? I think you're a cop.
What?
It figures, Frankie. The way you're trying to get the lowdown on my green operations. The way you're stalling on a murder. The way you're always nosing around. I think you're a cop. That's why I'm here. I'm gonna make you go through with the murder. Then I'll know.
Now, wait a minute, Kerry.
I ain't got any minutes to spare. We're going over to Molly's place, up on the roof, wait for her husband. Then we're gonna find out whether you're a cop or not. We'll find out in 2 minutes. Get moving.
You ain't coming up, I'm telling you. We're gonna stand here all night for nothing.
All right, so we'll stand. You just stay where you are. Molly told me on the phone he never misses.
What do I care what it sounded like to you? I got a right to go where I please, haven't I?
Oh, sure, Molly, sure. Only I just get a little lonely for you, that's all.
You'll be all right, Seth. Why don't you go upstairs on the roof? Feed your birds. You're a little late tonight, aren't you?
Yes, I guess I am.
Well, I'll be seeing you, Seth. I'll be back in a couple of days.
Molly, anything wrong? You look so, I don't know, funny.
Well, Seth, I gotta go.
Well, Molly, ain't you gonna kiss me goodbye?
Sure, I'll kiss you goodbye. Goodbye, Seth.
Goodbye, Molly.
Okay, kid, do your stuff. Run over, give him a shove. Wait till he gets settled. Now, I said. It's either you or him. Come on. Make it fast.
Wait, oh. Hello, Frankie. What brings you up here?
Oh, I just thought I'd come up and get some night air.
Fine. Great. Come on. Let's sit down and talk a while.
I don't like to sit so near the edge. Besides, I'd like to look at your birds, huh?
Sure. The robins have all gone now. In a couple of weeks, they'll be making nests of their own. Funny, ain't it, how they stick together when they're real young?
Pick him up and throw him over the ledge. I said pick him up and throw him over the ledge, or do you want me to give it to you? Come on, move! Move! Over. I said over.
You were right, Carrie. I am a cop. And from now on, I'm going to behave like one. Now, come on, get up on your feet. You're under arrest.
This unusual case had an unhappy ending for all parties concerned, including Agent Ames, who tried so desperately to save Seth Ogden's life. The blow which Ogden received on the roof that night was not fatal in itself, but his health was so poor he never recovered from it. Both Herb Carey and Molly Ogden were convicted of attempted murder and are serving sentences in the state penitentiary. As for the other members of Carey's gang, George Troy and Chester Palmer were picked up when they tried to avoid arrest by fleeing to the gang's hideout, an upstate farmhouse. With a counterfeit plate, several $1,000s in counterfeit bills, and 4 other members of the gang were also picked up.
I'm going. I'm sorry, Joe. Looks like you made a trip for nothing. There's no point in your meeting Doris now.
I brought some flowers so she'd like us good.
But Let's go.
I'm sorry, Eddie, but don't you think she's crying?
It's not my problem now. Come on, I could use some coffee.
I still think we should go back and straighten this out. After all, if you're going to marry the girl...
You don't know how she feels about fighting.
I have a slight idea.
Well, when I told her I signed up professional, wow, she just hit the roof.
What did fighters ever do to her that she hates us so much?
She's got a brother. He did a little bit of fighting. He got mixed up with the wrong crowd. Maybe you heard of him. Matt Willis?
Threw a fight, didn't he?
Yeah, that's him. That's the guy. He was barred. Turned into a penny ante hoodlum and ended up doing time. So she blames the whole fight game.
That's not being very fair.
I know, but...
Do you mind if I ask you a personal question?
No, go ahead.
Well, do you... You know, are you and Doris...
Do I love her?
Yeah.
I cut off my right arm for her.
Then go back to her. You and Doris, that's the important thing. Forget about fighting for the time being.
Forget about fighting? Could you forget about fighting, Joe?
Well, forget it for tonight. We'll figure out something. Good night's sleep won't hurt anybody.
She loves him not. She loves him. Hey, Eddie, she loves you. You think he noticed?
Notice what?
It's in the bag. The daisy was fixed.
Hey, Al, seen Eddie Crane yet?
No, I ain't, Nobby.
Hey, what's with this Crane character? Don't he like us down here or something?
Take it easy on him, Nobby. He's got problems.
With his footwork, he's got problems. Now, look, Joe, I know he's your fine and all that, but he's got to be told. Jennings will belt him in the next week unless he starts working, and working hard.
Here he is now, Nobby. Go easy on him, will you?
Crane!
Yes, sir.
Would you be so kind? Get your gloves on. You were due over an hour ago.
I'm sorry, Mr. Walsh. I got to walking and, I don't know.
Yeah, get your gloves on. Oh, that one's a daisy. Did you get a load of them eyes with the circles?
Oh, he'll be all right, Nobby.
I hope so. Work on that combination I showed you yesterday. Keep your head down, your left and right a little higher. Watch it, Crane, will you? Wait for his lead. Faster, come on. Why didn't you do like I showed you yesterday? What's the matter with you? You're getting your head beat off, you chump. Keep your left out. All right, boys, knock it off.
You mean that's all?
You want to stay in there and get killed? Hit the shower. Joe, I'm beginning to think we picked a clinker this time. I got half a mind to cancel that fight with Jennings.
Do you mind if I speak to him first?
Be my guest. Eddie. Eddie.
I'm sorry, Joe. I just can't get my mind on it.
We need her, Eddie. You'll never make it without her.
I guess I'm cooked.
I was figuring maybe we could change her mind.
How?
Take her to see Ann. Have Ann tell her the other side of the game.
Yeah, that's right. You know, a lady like Ann should never be married to a fighter if the game was all bad.
Hop in the shower. We're going to straighten this thing out.
Hiya.
What happened? Did the gym burn down?
No. Where's Clyde?
Oh, he went out to get me some thread. Well, what have we here? Goody?
Picked him up at the bakery.
Ooh, that's a pretty fiendish sort of a trick. I hope you're partial to fat girls. You have one.
No, thanks.
Ah, go on. They're only 9 million calories apiece.
All right. Should save him for the company.
What company?
Well, I was going to invite some people up.
Who?
Eddie Crane and his girlfriend, Doris Willis.
Eddie's nice. What night are they coming over?
Well, I was going to invite them up this afternoon.
This afternoon?
It's nothing to get upset about.
No, except I look like something that just landed on the 8 o'clock broom. Why, I've got to fix my hair and clean the house.
The house is beautiful. So are you.
Oh, that's a pretty sneaky thing to say when I'm trying to be peeved at you.
Well, it's true.
Well, just the same. When I'm giving a party, I like to know about it.
That's just it. It's not a party. We were just going to drop in. Doris, Eddie, and myself were just going to come up here so she could see how
what?
You are happy, aren't you?
What brought this on?
Well, here I am trying to convince Doris she should marry a prize fighter, and maybe I shouldn't.
Why not?
Well, all of a sudden it struck me that maybe it's no fun to be married to one.
Don't talk like that, darling.
It's no picnic, is it?
I suppose I should be the perfect wife about now and say that it's the ideal life. But that wouldn't be exactly true. You see, I don't feel quite like that.
How do you feel?
It's not easy to put into words. Well, the bad part of it is this. When you're in the ring and another man is hurting you, he's hurting me too.
Is there a good part? Because if there isn't...
Of course there is. The good part is this. Being married to a man who's clean and fine and a credit to his profession. Who's doing what he wants to do and what he likes to do. And the good part is you're happy. And when you're happy, I'm happy. And me without a violin.
I don't know what to say.
Have another cake. That pink one ought to have you doubled up with indigestion in no time.
Then you think I'm doing right with Doris and Eddie, huh?
I think you're doing just right. Now, if you'll release me, I'll try to do something about the house and this space.
No, don't do that. For all I know, Doris won't be able to make it anyway. You just go ahead and do what you had planned.
Well, okay, if you say so.
Hello, Eddie? Yeah. It's okay. When you see Doris, tell her it's going to be very informal. She'll get an honest look at how a prize fighter really lives.
Try circling to the right. There he is. Come on, snap that left. Walsh, I want to talk to you. I'm busy, Maxie. I'll talk to you later. You've been saying that for a month. I want to talk to you now. When does Big Boy get a chance at Palooka? Are you kidding?
He is afraid, huh?
You're supposed to be half smart, Maxie. You know the Empire Club has to okay all Joe's opponents.
So what? You have plenty to say about that.
Circle to the right. To the right! What's your boy's rating? Who's he fought over here? What's his draw? We don't fight unknown.
You can't get out of it that way. Big Boy has got a big draw in Europe, and you know it.
Maybe. But his fans ain't coming all the way over here to watch him. Get yourself a local rep. Then we might talk.
Now, you can't brush me off like that, Walsh. Now, you listen to me.
Palooka!
He is a coward!
Hold it! For your information, gents, this is a gym, not a business office. If you want to talk business, make an appointment with my secretary.
Right now, I'm busy. Okay, Walsh, you ain't the last word. I know who to see.
That's fine, as long as you stay away from me. Oh, no.
Clyde. Stop jiggling.
Who's jiggling? It's just that I'm trembling with fear. Any second now you're going to jab me.
Oh, I will not. I'm being very careful, and I'll be through in just a minute.
I've been called a dummy in my time, but I never thought I'd live the day to see when they were right.
Hi, everybody. Is that your dress, Clyde?
No cracks, James, or little Clyde will lower the boom.
You walk into a door, you fell out of bed. I know, you were snitching cookies and the jar slipped and clonked you. Don't tell me.
You're a cinch to get it this time.
Jackie told her?
Yeah.
But he outweighs you 15 pounds. That's an illusion of grandeur.
We had words, and I thought I'd try that right cross you taught me.
Oh, that's a sucker punch unless you know how to use it.
Show me how you held your right while all this is going on, huh?
Oh, you're wide open. Look, carry your right higher, like this.
See? Hold your left hand up there, you see? Now, you jab, hold your chin up, now you cross with your right. See? No.
Try again, come on.
Jab, right cross. Now.
If you trip over my golf club, don't be surprised.
Now, hold your hand by your side, jab twice, then hit with a right cross. Come on now, she's easy to hit. Go on.
Oh, I am not.
Well, watch me hit her, watch.
Oh, no, not you. Come
Okay.
on, Jimmy.
So easy, you can do it. Come on. Oh, she's so easy to hit.
I beg your
And?
Oh, you're just in time. Watch Jimmy cross his right.
I'd like to introduce Doris Willis.
Oh, hello, Miss Willis. How do you do? Hello, Eddie.
Hiya.
Oh, I guess I'm a little out of condition.
Well, just wait till I find that Jackie. I'll smack him silly. Thanks, Aunt, for training me.
Okay. Well, sit down, everybody.
Clyde, the dress.
Oh, would you please excuse me while I change it to something more comfortable?
Oh, and Clyde, while you're at it, will you make us some tea?
Yes, ma'am.
That little boy, did he get that black eye here?
Oh, goodness, no. He had to fight for that. Clyde and I were just trying to prevent a recurrence.
Yeah, Jimmy was pretty timid until Ann and Clyde got a hold of him, but he's a regular boy now.
I'll get it.
What does Clyde do?
Oh, he's Joe's personal trainer, and,
Nursemaid. That's the only proper description.
Hey, what are you guys doing here?
We didn't come to see you.
Wait.
Luke, I want to talk to you.
All right, but...
Waltz has been giving us that malarkey about the Empire State Boxing Club okaying your matches.
He's right.
Oh, cut it out. You can fight anybody you want to, and I'm getting tired of this runaround.
Wait a minute. You're even a bigger idiot than I thought you were. Come over here. You got a lot of nerve bringing that big bum up here?
Well, I got to talk to somebody. I don't get any satisfaction out of you.
I told you before, the final okay has to come from the Empire bunch.
Ah, don't give me that routine.
You don't fight me, huh?
This is no place to discuss my fights.
You're afraid. I fight you anytime. I fight you right here.
I've had just about enough of this. This is our apartment, and I want you and Maxie to leave now.
You fight me now, or you get this.
Take it easy, big...
How clumsy of me.
I think you better get out of here right now.
Come on, big boy, out.
Come on. I'm sorry, Eddie.
Oh, that's all right. I thought he was going to hit you.
Are you coming, or shall I go home alone?
Doris, wait.
Now I've really done it.
I'm sorry, Joe. I make mistakes at the most pathological moments.
Let's see you do it, Clyde.
I won't be using this stuff anymore. Would you give it to somebody, Joe?
Sure. Who?
Oh, anybody, some tough young kid that can go the route.
Sorry about yesterday, Eddie.
Ah, it's all right. It wasn't your fault. Besides, it probably wouldn't have made any difference. If you were me, would you...
I've done the same thing, Eddie.
Thanks, Jim.
Good luck.
Same deal. So long, Mr. Walsh.
Take it easy, kid. I ain't sure he had so much.
No, just class, style, heart. Everything it takes to make a great fighter.
Joe, if he was a fighter, he wouldn't be walking out that way.
It's not easy for him.
Thank you.
No, I don't. Thanks.
Please don't feel so bad, Eddie. Now that you've given up fighting, things are going to be just wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful.
I can't help feeling the way I do. I think I know what's good for us.
Sure, sure.
Fighters and promoters busting in whenever they feel like it.
I explained about yesterday at least 50 times, Doris.
I know, and I understand. But believe me, Eddie, things are better this way.
Look, Moxie. There he is.
The more I think of your idea, the less I think of it.
Watch and see. Hey, you.
You talking to me?
Yeah. You're the guy who jumped me from behind at Palooka's place.
Yeah, that's right.
That wasn't a very nice thing to do.
Look, are you looking for trouble?
I am not, but I think maybe you are.
Eddie, stop it. Look, mister, whatever your name is, go away and let us eat our dinner.
You keep out of this, lady, if you know what's good for you.
Look, you can't talk to her.
Oh, no! You're a bigger bum than Palooka.
Eddie, what did I tell you about fighters?
Well, I hope you know what you're doing.
When Palooka hears what I did to his pal, then he'll fight me.
That's what you say. With all the heavyweights around, why did I sign you?
You won't be sorry.
Are you coming in?
No.
Please, darling, forget tonight, won't you?
Look, you go on in, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Where are you going?
I got a little something to take care of.
Wait, please. Is it Mets?
Look, go ahead. Go on in. It's not so easy to give up fighting as I thought. Hey, Al. You seen that heavyweight Mets around?
Not yet. It's too early for him.
I'll wait.
And you don't know where I can reach him? No, I've been calling every place, but I can't seem to locate him. Yes, if you should hear from him, would you tell him to call me, please? Thank you. Hello? Is Eddie Crane there? Do you know where I could reach him? Thank you.
This is a sissy game for my dough.
You wouldn't think so after a tough 18 holes.
There's nothing to it. It's too easy.
You think it's easy?
Yeah.
Go ahead, show me how easy it is. Go ahead, knock one in the hole.
Big deer, little ball in the hole. I hope nobody comes in while I'm doing this. My hand slipped.
There's someone at the door.
I know. The only thing wrong, Clyde, is your legs, shoulders, hips, wrists, arms, head, hands.
Don't disturb yourselves. I'll answer it.
Thanks. Now watch this one.
It's easy, isn't it?
It looked so easy before.
Why, hello, Doris.
Hello. Mrs. Palooka, has Eddie called here?
No, I don't think so.
Hi, Doris.
Mr. Palooka, I'm looking for Eddie. Have you seen him?
Well, no. Something wrong?
I don't know, but I'm terribly worried.
What happened?
Well, last night we were having dinner at the grotto. That fighter that was here the other day came in.
Big boy Mets?
Yes. He picked a fight with Eddie right in the restaurant. Later, when Eddie took me home, he was terribly upset. Now I can't find him anyplace.
Did Eddie say anything about looking for Mets?
No, that's just it. He wouldn't say anything.
Eddie's not the sort to let anybody insult him.
What do you think he'll do?
Look up Mets. I'll make a few phone calls.
Now, don't you worry, Doris. Eddie'll be all right.
If he's gone to fight that man, I'll never forgive him.
I still say you made a chump out of yourself last night.
I thought it was a good idea.
Mets? I've been looking for you, Mets.
So here I am. What about it?
I thought maybe you'd like to pick up where we left off last night.
Now, wait a minute, you guys. We don't want no trouble.
How about it, big boy?
Why, sure, little man. I'll meet you in the ring in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Hey, wait a minute. You're not going to get in a ring with no welter.
Oh, no? It looks like my little scheme is working out better than I thought.
Mm-hmm. sure that's where he went? Okay, Frankie, thanks. He went down to the gym. You want to go along?
Yes, I do.
Well, let's get going.
You're a fool, Crane. This guy'll kill you.
Yeah, I'm scared to death.
Take it easy. He's a little guy.
Take care of him, Doris. Put those gloves on me. Your boy looks pretty good against a welder.
Well, the kid was asking for it.
Well, let's see how good he looks against a heavy.
I fight you anytime you sign a contract.
You're going to fight me without a contract.
You can't do that.
Watch and see.
Come on, Joe. Go on. Get it. Get it. That's it. Get it, Joe. Come on, get it. Come on, Joe. That's it. Come on, Joe.
Hit him again!
Hit him to the right. Hit him body. Hit him body. Hit him body. That's it. Hey. Oh, take it easy, will you? Oh.
That's my champ. I'm his trainer.
What do you think?
Take it easy, Palooka. Take it easy.
Come on, Joe, hit him. Hit him again.
Now you got it. Yeah.
How you feeling, Eddie?
Oh, now I feel great.
Sorry, I just had to do it. The fellow had it coming.
He certainly did.
Look, Doris, there's good and bad in everything, including the fight game. But a fighter has to make up his own mind.
Do you think Eddie would be successful as a fighter?
He's got the stuff to make a great fighter.
I guess I have been a little stubborn.
Baby, you mean that...
We'll talk it over, that's all I promise.
Oh, that's enough for me.
Oh, not here, Eddie.
He's great. I thought you said he didn't have anything.
Are you kidding? There goes the next welterweight champ of the world.
All right, you guys, the show's over. Start swinging those picks. Hey, you, soldier. You're back on the job. A little hard work will take your mind off of it. Oh, Guardhouse Ravenel. I might have known it was you. Come on, it's costing the government a lot of money to make a soldier out of you.
So fire me. I don't need the job.
You need something. You're mighty close to getting it.
Listen. Don't you crowd me, big man, because I don't like it.
You've been on my back for a week. I'm not taking any more of it. You got 3 seconds to start swinging that pick.
You mean like this? Back off! Stay away from me, all of you. Get out of the way, everybody! Back off! I'm warning you. I'll kill the first guy that tries to stop me. I'll kill you.
Hi.
Hello, Corporal.
You know what? I just lost $5,000.
For heaven's sake.
Yeah. I bet myself that much you wouldn't come.
I told you I would.
I know. I thought if I won $5,000, I wouldn't be so disappointed if you didn't show up.
If that's a compliment, I think it's one of the nicest ones I've ever had.
Keep driving! But faster! Right out the gate, don't stop for anything or I'll blow his head right out of the car. I said faster!
Lock it up. Nobody leaves. Whoa, don't shoot. You might hit the girl.
Yeah, what is it, bud? Trouble at Fort Huachuca. Soldier named Ravenel went berserk on a work detail. Slugged an MP with a pickaxe, shot another one, got out of the camp in a red and white convertible.
I'll call you back, Bill. How long ago was that?
He's got a couple hours start on us.
What about roadblocks?
Yeah, we got him on every main road. I don't know how they're going to stop him.
What do you mean?
The convertible belonged to a girl. Ravenel took her and another soldier along as hostages. That's how I got out of the camp. The guards couldn't take a chance on hitting the wrong people.
You say he shot an MP?
Yeah, he's armed. He got both their automatics. He's only been in the Army 6 months.
Well, that's long enough to learn how to handle a gun. Let's check on those roadblocks.
All right.
Well, he hasn't showed up here yet, Marshal.
Well, we know he was headed for the border.
He hasn't made it. He shot his way through a roadblock outside of Bisbee. They turned him west.
Let's see, that'd be Highway 92. The border locked up. He'd have to be coming through this way.
Yeah, we'll be waiting for him. But what do we do about the hostages? I got a daughter of my own, Marshal.
Well, he must be low on ammunition. I'll tell you what, if he comes through here, draw his fire. But don't try to stop him.
That's good with me. I like my rattlesnakes without fangs.
Okay.
Part of the country?
No.
I'll play it cool for the gas pump. You got that?
Yeah, I got it.
Well, don't lose it. If there's any trouble, she'll get it first.
Good day, folks. Hot enough for you?
It can get hotter.
Hey, what is this?
Everybody out. Come on. You too, baby, out this side.
What do you guys think you're doing?
Leave us out of it, mister. We're on the same end of the gun you are.
You shut your mouth. I'll do the talking. Now pull the car up and fill up the tank with gas. Check the oil, tires, and water. And if you get any wild ideas while you're doing it, you remember what I told you.
I remember.
Well, get at it. I could have put that right between your eyes. You believe that, citizen?
Yeah, I believe it.
Get that car and lie down. And stay down. I told you to get at it. Hey, what's your name?
Laurie Miller?
Laurie Miller. It's nice. What's with you and Soldier Boy?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, sure you do. How long has it been going on?
I met him at a dance in Bisbee last weekend. He asked me for a date.
You know, you'd be wasting your time with him.
He's a gentleman.
That's what I mean. That's nothing. Now, with me, you gotta have yourself a drag.
No, thanks. Eddie?
Never mind, Eddie. What is it? Now, you know how you can find out?
Please, Eddie, don't take a chance.
Drop it.
No, stop it! Stop it! Leave him alone!
Now, you listen to me, Soldier Boy, and hear me good. I'm going to leave you here for a few minutes. I'm going to take her with me. Now, if you make one move, just one move to call the police, you know what I'm going to do?
Yeah, I know.
Tell me.
You'll kill Laurie.
You got it, Soldier Boy. Come on. Get out of the car. Take your jacket off. Hurry it up.
All right, all right.
Now, you just keep minding your gas pumps. Come on.
Look at your head. Kid, you're hurt.
I'll be okay.
I'll call the sheriff.
No. He's got Laurie. He'll kill her.
Where's he gone?
I don't know. He'll be back. We'll just have to wait. That's all. Just wait.
You play it square. You're buying gas. And the more you...
Still in red and white convertible with 2 kidnapped victims.
Got it, thanks.
What have you got?
They've checked Ravenel as far as San Alder. He knocked over a hardware store there.
Well, we can't count on him running out of ammunition.
That's right, Frank. He cleaned them out. 150 rounds.
That's the San Alder. That's just north of Nogales.
They must have given up on trying to run the border.
When he crashed through that roadblock on 92 just outside Bisbee, he went through here. See, we got roadblocks set up here, here, and here. I can't figure what he's doing up there.
What about the roads through this section?
Oh, these are all burro trails. He must be driving that convertible like a Jeep.
Finding him's only half our problem, Frank. Still got the girl and the soldier. How are we going to take him?
Got to run into one of these roadblocks. Let's go. Ravenel won't hesitate to kill either or both of those hostages. He's a desperate man. Fast. He's got a lot of tricks.
We better come up with a good one this time. We've got him pinned between here and the river. And all the bridges are cut off.
When he sees he can't cross that bridge, he's going to have to double back. That's the reason we've got to keep this man boxed in.
How are you going to separate him from the girl and the soldier?
We'll have to figure that one out when we get to him. Buck? Which crossing you figure you'll pick?
Well, if it was me, I'd try the Bonita Bridge, Frank. But I'm not so sure I'd try any of them.
What do you mean?
Well, he could swim across, you know. In fact, this time of the year, he wouldn't even have to swim. There won't be any more than 3 feet of water in that river.
Well, I hope he tries it. It's got to be a lot easier to take on foot.
You're right.
Stop the car.
This is your country, chicken. Where's this Bonita Bridge?
Takes you across the river.
The river? How far?
About 30 miles ahead.
Police will have the bridges guarded. You can't turn back, so why don't you give up?
You shut up. I'm thinking. Well, if we have to cross the river, we'll cross it. But just me and her. You get out.
Not without Laurie.
You can't leave him way out here.
I'm giving you a break. Now, you climb out of this car, I'm going to blast you out.
Do what he says. I'll be all right.
I'm not leaving you with him.
Please, Eddie. It's better than you getting killed.
A whole lot better. Take off. Come on. Go ahead.
Maybe we picked the wrong bridge, Frank.
He hasn't tried any others.
Control calling Marshal Morgan. Control calling Marshal Morgan.
This Morgan back to Corey. Go ahead.
Frank, we just picked up one of the hostages. Ravenel put the soldier out on the road.
What about the girl?
He still got her. The soldier says they're heading your way when they left him.
They should have been here hours ago.
Keep looking. He's got to come.
Okay, Corey.
Where are we?
How would I know? Hi. Say, me and my wife are lost. Would like to use your telephone. We'll be happy to pay for it.
Don't have a telephone.
Oh, well, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. How about your husband? Is he around?
The crumb hasn't been around for years.
Well, maybe you can tell us. How can we get across that river over there?
Bridge, 12 miles north of Bonita.
No, that one won't do. Is there another?
We'll go back the road and turn right. 20 miles straight ahead to the highway.
Nothing in between?
Nope, not unless you want to wade across.
Well, how deep is it?
3 feet, maybe a little more.
3 feet? Get out of my way.
What is this?
I said get out of my way.
What's the matter with you? Are you in some kind of trouble, honey?
Yes.
that, old lady? That's your vacuum sweeper hose. It'll keep the water out of the exhaust. If that river's not too deep for the generator or the battery, then we got it made.
Why do you have to torment that poor girl? Why don't you leave her here?
Why don't you shut up?
The mister used to have a shotgun for hunting rabbits. If I had it now, I'd fix you.
Okay, come on, let's go. There.
Hey. Hey! Hey, old lady! Hey!
What's wrong? He got out. Moved in on every road clear to the river, and he's gone.
He probably slipped past you. Not a chance. I tell you, Frank, we've covered every route. And all the bridge blockades are reported in. Well, maybe he ditched the car and waited across the river. He's not going to get very far on foot. Well, he can't carry the car on his back.
Frank?
Yeah?
Ravenel crossed the river with the car.
Let's go.
That's got to be a tourist. When they're not going anyplace special, they're always in a hurry. Here, I'll be back in a minute, Sal. Hey, take it easy, friend. I'm coming.
Fill up the tank and give me some service.
Yes, sir. Service. Where you folks headed?
No place in particular. We're just seeing the country.
Yep, and you got to get there before it's gone. Did you run into some rain someplace?
What, in this country?
That's the truth. It hasn't rained in 4 years, but where'd you get all this fresh mud?
You just fill up the tank. Never mind the entertainment.
Well, I was just trying to be neighborly, but it sure beats me where you can get all this fresh mud on your car this time of year.
Well, figure it out on your own time.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to know the answer to this mud myself, mister. Where'd it come from?
Well, now, look, is there a law against having mud on your car?
No, but I'd like to see your driver's license anyway.
Sure. Yours next, and I won't be so gentle with you. Now get behind the wheel.
Miss Morgan to control. Go ahead.
Ravenel just shot a deputy sheriff at Miller's service station.
How bad is he hurt?
He's alive, but that's all.
Where's the service station?
About 5 miles west of Oracle Pass. Ravenel should have been through 20 minutes ago. There's only one side road. If he takes that, he's done. It's a blind canyon.
Okay, we'll check on it. Well, that does it. We'll have to shoot him out.
How about the girl, Frank?
We can't get a half a dozen people killed to save one life. We'll get her out some way.
Looks like the end of the road. But this is a dead end, isn't it?
I don't know. I've never been here before.
Can't turn back, that's for sure. We probably have company back there by this time. Come on. We go the rest of the way on foot. Come on, come on.
Well, he was up here all right, Frank. See the car tracks?
Yeah.
We'll have to have wings to get out of here.
Yeah, we're going in after him.
You can't do that, Marshal. He's still got Laurie.
I know that. If we crowd him, it'll be easier to save the girl. Pete, you and Earl stay with Eddie. No matter what happens, only one of you leave him. Now, let's go. They're going ahead on foot. Corey, take the right. Buck, you go to the left.
Get in there. Hurry it up. Now get that car started and out of here.
Help me! Help me!
Take her back to my car.
Right.
You sure it was a trick you and Frank?
Yes, he was.
If you'd have played it straight in the Army, you might have been a general.
Yeah. Now, just a dead private. Pete, stay with him.
With a Camera, starring Charles Bronson.
I'm Mike Kovac, freelance photographer. Prize fighters and sports layouts are not my specialty. But this Joey Savoyan interested me. I had known him well as a nice kid on the East Side, but growing up seemed to have turned him sour. Suddenly, he was belting newspaper men around, smashing up cameras. Joey Savoyan had turned into a regular tiger, so they said, but I meant to have a picture or two of him, with his claws out, if necessary.
You here again, Mike? I thought you went back to New York.
Not till I get the shots I want.
Look, Mike, don't make it rough, huh? Joey's just getting a shot at the title. Now, if he wants his privacy, that's his business.
Jasper, you're Joey's manager. Why don't you explain to him he's public property now, and as long as he's in the news, he's going to get his picture taken one way or another.
Mike, Joey don't want any. He's even hired a pug to guard the gate just so everybody gets the message. I mean it, Mike. You're going to get into trouble.
Is that a threat, Jasper?
Well, that pug's pretty tough. Ask Charlie.
This gorilla threw me over a hedge about an hour ago, Mike. I thought I was going to be the first man put into an outer orbit.
Maybe you didn't say please, Charlie.
What do you want?
I got a message for Joey Savoyan. He's an old neighborhood friend of mine.
I don't take messages from photographers, Mac. But I got one for you. Get out of here. Get out of here.
What's the matter with you, Joe? Are you trying to win a gold medal for being the most hated man in the country?
Huh? Watchdog, you turned out to be, sir. What'd you do, take a bite out of yourself?
Who do you think you are, anyway?
All right. Go on, take your muscles outside. I'll take care of Mike here.
You're gonna knock him flat on his back, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. Now, that all depends. What do you think, Mike?
I think you better grow a whole lot bigger or go out and hire yourself a squad of Marines. That's what I think. And I'll tell you something else. When you made good as a fighter, the whole neighborhood adopted you as their all-time hero. Then when the news stories started to come out about what a miserable heel you are, they're all ashamed of you.
Oh, no,
now, wait a minute. I was over at the champions camp. It took me 10 minutes to get a full series of shots. I come down here and I have to hold a debate with your manager and wrestle with his ex-pug here. Is that any way to treat a friend?
Look, why don't you shut up, huh?
Because there's nobody here big enough to make me shut up, least of all a punk like you. And I can lick you now just as I licked you the day you were running errands for my father.
Okay, Big Mouth. There's no shortage of gloves.
Hey, can I get a picture of you when you're flat on your back?
That meatball couldn't lick one side of me the best day he ever saw. All right, come on, Joey. Show me how tough you are. All right, let's see that big left, Joey, boy. Hey, boy, let's go. I'm going to go back to the neighborhood and tell them how you eat grown men alive, Joey.
Hey, watch out for that guy. He never learned to fight like that in any YMCA.
What's the matter, Joey?
I better call Jasper.
Come on. You'll have to do better than that.
Now, look, you can't go in there, guys. You know the rules. Joey don't perform for no public. Why don't you go have some more sandwiches, huh?
Come on, let's have that big punch.
There he is. Hey, Joey, what happened, sir? Well, why don't you go in and see for yourself? Huh?
Joey, look, let go, will ya?
Don't wake him up yet. Let us get our pictures first. All right, Hercules, you're in the wrong league. All out and change for the local.
We're proud of you, boy. I want to tell you, we're proud. With a picture like this, we can all go back to New York. Is this a pro? Is this a dedicated man?
I guess I went begging for it. He's a sweet guy, isn't he?
He's such a shrimp lamb, he's going to fill Yankee Stadium like a shoebox. Just with people who want to see him get murdered.
Well, you can't win them all. You're going back to New York with us, aren't you?
Not until I get my pictures.
But we've got it right here, like I told you. Mike Kovac scores again. This has to be better than Furple knocking Dempsey through the ropes. Any one of the boys, myself included, will be happy to make you up a nice set of prints.
Why don't you shut up? Help me out with the gloves.
Sure, Mike. All jokes aside, you'll never get a picture of that young gorilla unless you burn down the house.
You got any matches?
Good evening. What'll you have?
I'd like the small steak, man.
Why don't you try the spare ribs?
Why?
They're pretty good. And besides, we got an awful lot of them left over since all those other newspaper fellas went back to New York. You been to the Champs Camp or Joey Savoyans?
I tried them both.
That Joey. Oh, boy.
What about him?
He's a real killer, ain't he? How about that silly jerk he belted out today, huh?
What do you mean, silly jerk?
Some newspaper photographer. I figured you must know him. He goes and puts on the gloves with Joey Savoyan. Now, I ask you, what kind of a knucklehead would pull a stunt like that, huh?
I'll have the spare ribs.
Good. One set of ribs.
Coming right up.
Mike? I'm Dolly McDermott. I don't know that you'll even remember me.
Dolly? Dolly from the old neighborhood, Elizabeth Street? Well, sit down.
Thank you. Gee, I couldn't have been more than 15 years old when we moved from there. But I guess girls grow up pretty fast.
Yeah, I guess they do. How's your family?
Oh, they're fine. And how's your dad?
Oh, he's fine. He still has that little photo studio, you remember? What are you doing way up here, Dolly?
Well, Joey phoned me. So I borrowed a car from a friend and drove up from New York. He had a feeling you'd be somewhere here in the village.
Joey Savoyan? A clinker like him and a girl like you?
Oh, now, wait a minute, Mike. Now, just hold it right there.
All right. Forget it. I guess I'm not out to reform the will.
Mike, listen. Joey feels very badly about what happened this afternoon.
I bet he does.
He needs you.
What's he want to do, belt me again? Now, listen to me, Dolly. I was up there today for hours. He could have talked to me then if he wanted to. So don't give me any of that dear old pals routine. The next time I see dear Joey boy, I'm going to be carrying a baseball bat.
You, of all people, believing all these ridiculous stories that are being circulated about him. Look, all I can tell you is things are not what they seem to be. Well, won't you even listen?
Something for the lady? Have something to drink. How about some coffee?
Okay, coffee.
Okay. You were saying?
I don't know what I was saying, except that he's in trouble and he needs your help. Look, Joey phoned me today right after he'd seen you this afternoon. And he said it just occurred to him how you could help him out of all this mess he's in. He wants you to come out to the camp tonight after dark. That is, if you're willing. And he'll see to it that the rear door of his cabin is unlocked.
What's all the cloak and dagger business?
Mike, believe me, I don't know the details. All I know is that he begged me to have you come out tonight to bring your camera and just listen to what he has to say.
Tell me barbecue sauce has some very good healing qualities. Or would you rather I get you an ice bag for your head? The late New York papers just came in.
You were so modest about it. Why didn't you tell me it was you?
Oh, Mike, please don't let this keep you from going back out, please.
I'll give it one more try, but I'll tell you right now. I don't know what I need most, a picture to top this one or a new set of brains.
This is fine, Mike. Joey wanted us to park a little way from the house where we wouldn't be seen.
Well, here goes.
Good luck.
Well, Joey.
Hi, Mike.
I had dinner with Dolly. She said I was supposed to bring a camera.
Look, I'm sorry about what happened this afternoon.
Oh, that's all right. Forget it.
Come on and sit down, will you?
Thanks.
It's not that easy to forget, Mike. Look, I hope you'll listen to me. You know, all this killer boy talk, this making out like I walk around with a bloody skull hanging under each arm, it's phony, Mike. It's just all part of the build-up. You believe me, don't you?
Well, I don't know yet.
Well, I have to admit, it wasn't hard to make the act look good. I've always fought like a hoodlum in the ring. Ever since the Golden Gloves, it's the only way I know how to fight. But all this talk about how I love to hit photographers and reporters, and well, that's just as phony as everything else that's happened to me.
Phony as everything else. Joe, you trying to say something?
Yeah, I'm trying to say something. I'm trying to tell you what I found out just yesterday. Look, you know all these fights that I had that made me into such a big sensation?
Yeah.
They were fixed.
They were what?
They were tank jobs. Joe Shrine, Mel McCormick, Otto Paul, all three of them dove into that tank like seals after a sardine.
Well, Joey, did you know anything about this?
No, I didn't.
Nothing at all?
Mike, I swear to you, I didn't know a thing about it.
Why should Jasper tell you now all of a sudden?
Well, there wasn't any reason to before. I was supposed to win the other ones. I didn't have to be in on them. But this time, Mike, it's a little different. This one I'm supposed to lose. But they have to be sure. You see, all these phony knockouts have me going into tomorrow night as a favorite, so all they have to do is bet with the champion and they'll clean up.
What are you going to do, Joe? You going to go along with him? Well, answer me. Either you're a crook that's going to play ball or you'll tell him where to go. Why is it so complicated?
Because I'm not just dealing with Jasper this time, or Sal Benning, or his manager. This time, Mike, I'm dealing with Willie Fletcher. He's behind the whole thing.
Willie Fletcher? Wow. How scared are you, Joey?
I'm real scared. But I'm a lot more scared about some people I care about. Dolly, for instance, or my old man. Look, Mike, this time I'm up against a guy who uses guns.
Yeah, he uses guns. He's a big man in the rackets. Now, look, Joey, where do I fit in?
Fletcher's coming over here tonight. Jasper's going to bring him here in about a half an hour.
He's coming here? But why here?
Well, they figure I'm a little green at this larceny business, and I want to set up kind of a dress rehearsal for the dive I'm supposed to take.
That's a nice social gathering, a real nice group.
Look, Mike, I don't want to go through with this fight, but I've got some people I've got to protect. Now, if I'm going to try and run out on Willie Fletcher, well, I've got to have some ammunition of my own.
What do you mean, ammunition?
I want a picture of him. I want a picture of him and Jasper and me here in this room. And then tomorrow morning, I want this picture in every newspaper in the country tying him in with this fix. I want that thing spread so far and so wide that he won't dare touch Dolly or my old man. Now, maybe you understand why I asked you to come here.
Joey, pictures are my business. I was wondering how long it was going to take you to ask me.
You do it? You'll give it a try?
If you're willing to throw $100,000 down the drain, of course I'm willing to try. But I want this to be a picture no one will ever forget. Now, the champ, he must be in on this, right?
The great Sal Benning, the model champion? Look, Mike, he was in on this thing from the first day this fight was arranged.
Then I want him in the picture, too. I want this wrapped up so clean and tight that Fletch will spend the next 10 years behind bars.
Yeah, but Jasper didn't say anything about bringing him along.
Hey, where is Jasper now?
Well, he's over at the Champ's picking up Fletcher. They're going to give me a ring just before they leave.
Well, that's good. When he calls, you tell him you want the champ here.
Oh, no, Mike, no. I don't think they'll buy that.
Well, tell them they've got to buy it. Tell them you're a little bit nervous and you don't want to leave anything to chance. You want to go over the whole thing step by step with Sal.
Well, look, what if they get wise? What?
Come on, answer it. It hasn't got teeth. And tell them what I told you to tell them.
Hello? Jasper? Oh, no, everything's fine. You know, except I've been thinking, you know, I'm a little anxious about this thing, and I was wondering if we might try this. Mike, they're here. I can see them from the porch. Does it look all right?
Looks okay to me.
Now, you sure we haven't forgotten anything?
I don't think so. No, there should be enough light.
Everything okay, sir?
Yeah, okay. I don't like this burglar routine. Suppose someone sees me here.
Nobody will see you.
Why do we have to bother drawing pictures for this clown? It's simple enough, isn't it? He goes out in the 6th round when I hit him on the chin.
Champ. Just do exactly as you're told.
Joey, check me back here.
Right.
Joey, how's it look?
It looks all right. Yeah, that should work if you don't make any noise. And if you live long enough.
What's the matter with you?
There's nothing the matter with me.
You look a little nervous.
Well, maybe I'm just the nervous type, huh?
Too many lights. All right, Jasper. This is your kind of package. Tell them what you had in mind.
All right. Sam?
Hello, Joker.
Now, the first thing I want you boys to remember is you fight your regular kind of fight for the first 5 rounds. I don't want no mistakes. Like a guy bringing up a punch from the socks and belting the other guy out. Now, in the 6th.
Go on, Jasper. Get on with it.
Like I was saying, we're in the 6th now. Now, Joey, you got an aggressive style. It's natural for you to push the fight.
Right.
You get in close to Sal, punch in the body like you always do, see? Now, here. Just about that time, see, in the 6th, Sal will flip out his mouthpiece like he always does. You know, he does it all the time. It's like a characteristic. All right. There'll be no tip-off to anybody but you. This is when you step in with a big right hook, like that, see? All right, you try it now. Slow motion. Big right hook. That's it. Great. Now, Sal, straight right inside the hook. If Joey catches on the chin, it's 100%. All right, let's go. Come on. Now, straight right. Now!
go.
I don't mind.
Well, it would have made a good picture, Willie. But I guess you can't win them all.
I ought to make you eat it, Kovac. I ought to make you eat it like a billy goat.
Boy, you talk tough. You scare me, Willie. How do you know I didn't phone the State Athletic Commission hours ago, huh?
Because you're a lousy liar. If you'd have phoned the commission, they'd be here already. Like a 5-alarm fire. I don't suppose I have to tell you that you're not going back to New York until this fight's over. And maybe not then. You know too much, even without the picture. Go to your room. And remember what you've learned. Joey, boy, the fight's going on tomorrow night. Nothing's changed. Except that your friend Kovac here is in pretty deep. Well? No. No, there isn't going to be a fight tomorrow night, Fletcher. You can't drag a grown man into a ring in front of 50,000 people, can you?
Easy, Joey, easy. It's not worth it.
No, it's worth it. You know, I'm sick and tired of crawling on the floor like a dog for you, Fletcher. Not for you, or for him, or for anybody. I'd rather be dead first. You will be, Joey. I can guarantee that. Well?
Hold it. Come on, try me. You want? All right, you want to try me? Come on. Willie, you want to try me?
Joey? Joey, are you all right?
Yes, it's all right. Yes.
Dolly, what made you throw the rock?
What made me throw the rock? Well, I looked in the window and I was scared to death.
Sure glad you did. Easy, Sal. Easy.
No. No, let him, Mike. Come on, this will be the only honest shot I'll ever get at him. Come on.
Wait, Joy, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Here, hold this. This'll make a lovely picture in tomorrow's papers, Willie. Maybe they can run alongside the one I took of you earlier.
The roll I tore up? That's no good.
You don't think I'm that dumb, do you? I switched film when we were playing hide and seek back there in the woods. Willie, like a friend said to me this afternoon, I'll be happy to make you up a whole set of prints. After I call the police.